All right, finally. Let's fucking do it.
I'm about to focus, I'm about to spit out the world's greatest show. Yeah, this is it. Better prepare your ears, it's gonna get insane. This dude out of his mind, does he splits his name? You ain't judge, watch tribes, it's time to begin to talk about judge and make fun of them. Shit in the trash world, oh lord, the world's on fire. Beyond parody, shit is getting dire. Religious bullshit, you know it make you feel like dying, cause it touches more children than an OBGYN. Time to go from zeros to heroes just for one day. It's the world's greatest show, and it's coming your way. Woo! For the Dusty Show, yeah. It's time for the Dusty Show. We all have fun and we never grow old. It's time for the Dusty Show. It's time for the Dusty Show. It's time for the Dusty Show. We all have fun and we never grow old. It's time for the Dusty Show. Time for the Dusty Show. It's time for the Dusty Show. We all have fun and we never grow old. It's time for the Dusty Show. It's time for the Dusty Show. It's time for the Dusty Show. We all have fun and we never grow old. It's time for the Dusty Show.
Hell yeah! What the fuck is up, everybody? Dusty's back. Giant goddamn show. 3 hours. Double overtime. Guaranteed. Not guaranteed. We'll see what the fuck happens. No promises. But probably. Thank you guys for attending the world's finest program. I'm your host, Uncle Dusty. And I feel a little bit better tonight. Still got a little bit of a cough. Still working out the goddamn COVID. Jeff gave me for the second time. Fuck you, Jeff. Love you. Fuck you, Jeff. Anyway, hell yeah, folks. How you guys doing tonight? How do I fucking do it? Over and over and over again. Look at this giant goddamn show I have for you guys tonight. So I didn't do a show Wednesday. Remember when I only used to do 2 shows a week? Then I added the Wednesday show, and now when I miss the Wednesday show, I like have forever to catch up on. So huge program tonight. Oh, we gonna do this shit. Apparently Civil War 2.0 is happening again. Not the last Civil War 2.0, and not the one before that, one before that, but the new Civil War 2.0. For real this time, y'all. So that's happening now. All kinds of hijinks in America. We are a very serious country. So appreciate you joining me tonight. Hell yeah. Love you guys. Bills up like plaque, I know, right? Gotta floss that shit. Anyway, folks, we got CC back. Hell yeah, CC's back. She's not in here. She said there in a crate. She got fucked up, yo. Her whole neck's all sewn back together and shit. But she seems to be doing all right. So thank everybody that donated the last show. And hey, if you want to continue to donate for her bills, please consider supporting the show on the Super Chats. It's the lifeblood of the shows. I don't dodge any questions. Why the fuck would I do that? Every question answered. Just like, go over here. Let me get rid of myself. Boom. Over here by the chat's a $sign. See over here where my mouse is. Click that $sign and then donate whatever you want. The more you donate, the more serious I take your question because I am a whore. Basically just a gold digger. You can buy my lovely Super Chats and help out me and the floating cats. As always, 10 floating cats here to make this the world's greatest show. So help us out, folks. Appreciate you in advance. You know how it works. Thank you. And all right, folks. Before I get started, folks, I want to discuss something goddamn exciting, life-changing, and it's going to be a little bit too much information. But before we get there, man, I know I'm way late on this shit, y'all. Let me switch back over here. I don't know what you guys know me. I'm always like right at the cutting edge of technology. I literally won't listen to a piece of music unless it sounded like it came out 10 minutes from now. Like, I only listen to music that sounds like it's from the fucking future. I'm all about the AI, the fucking VR. I'm all over that shit. For some reason, though, I've been sleeping on this technology. Noise cancellation earbuds. I know. Don't say, oh, Dusty. Okay, say it, because I love it. But I never tried it before. So yesterday, I got me some AirPod Pros, and I tried these things out for the first fucking time. And oh my God, this fucking technology is legit, y'all. This is not a commercial for AirPod Pros. They have it in like lots of different brand names. It don't fucking matter which one you buy. Anyway, I had no idea how good this is. So if you don't know what noise cancellation technology is, if you've been living on a fucking rock like me, apparently. So what it is like, you know how like sound is waves and it waves into your fucking eardrums and makes noise and shit? Then you're like, oh, that's too much waves. So what these motherfuckers do, you put them in your ears and you hit a button. And it like listens for the waves coming in. And it's like, fuck you waves, counter waves. And it sends out counter waves that basically undo the waves that are coming in, blocks them out, and it's crazy. You push a button, and it's like you went deaf. Never experienced anything like it, and I was like, where this shit been my whole fucking life, y'all? I have 10 cats. My life just noise. About to claw my own goddamn eardrums out. And I put these things, I haven't fucking put them out of my ears except for this show. I need different headphones for this show. But have not taken these things out of my ears since I got these things. Just fucking amazing. So, I hate to say it, deaf people, I'm stealing your superpowers. You guys know how deaf people all have superpowers? Of course, we all know this. It's like how blind people have superpowers, right? Like Daredevil. You guys know Daredevil? Like, he blind, but because he's blind, it lets him focus on his other senses. So he has super hearing, and his hearing is so good, bat-like, that he basically can see even better than people who can actually see. Don't think about it. It's amazing. And so deaf people are the same way. You know, deaf people can't hear shit, but you know how deaf people, how all of them can like smell, sound? Yeah, of course. We all know this. So that's what I've been doing, folks. I've been honing my new skills. It's like I'm deaf without having to be deaf. And so I just sit around, try to hone my skills, and I ain't got no sound, so I sit around and sniff. And, yep, oh, that's cat ass. Yeah, okay, try again. Yeah, that's a different cat ass. Yep, smell it. And you might be wondering, hey, what does cat ass sound like? The smell of it. The smell sounds like cat fart. You know, surprising even me. So if you're wondering about that, that's what it smells like. So anyway, sorry, deaf people. I'm stealing all the fucking superhero shit. Gonna hone my skills. I'm expecting big things. So that's what I've been going on with. Getting over COVID for the second time, folks. First time, it was okay. Like, I'm double vaxxed. So it wasn't too bad. The whole point about being fucking vaxxed is, like, it doesn't keep you from getting COVID, right? Idiots, anti-vaxxers, like, you still got sick, Dusty. Yeah, you fucking moron. It doesn't stop you from getting sick. All it does is it makes it easier. Like, first off, you're sick for less time, right? And your symptoms are milder. You have a much easier time getting over it. But, like, getting the vax is like getting COVID without having to get COVID. So your body already has a jump starts and the antibodies it needs to fight your virus. And so as soon as you get it, boom, it has the antibodies to attack that shit immediately. And if you don't have vaccines, you get it, and then your body's like, what the fuck is this shit? Oh, no. Your body's sitting there trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. It takes a week or two. Figure that shit out and start creating the antibodies. So not only are you sick longer, but you're a plague rat for longer, right? You're much more likely to give other people COVID, to spread the virus, and to die, to be hospitalized, to have very serious complications from it. That's why you should get vaxxed, right? And then, so if you get it when you're vaxxed, boom, not that hard. And then the second time, your body's like already had it and already been vaxxed. It's like, I know what this shit is. Knocks out in half the time. Next time I get it, it's going to be like just a fucking weekend situation. Going to roll right over it. But I think probably the reason that I got it a couple times, like I never got sick before too much. Like I haven't been sick before these last 2 times I got COVID right in a row, which is the last couple of months. I haven't been sick in 5-6 years. And I think the reason I'm more sick now, I thought at first probably because I'm a little older. When you get older, you know, your immune system fucks with you. Your body's like, die already. And so it does. But I think probably what it is, instead of that is, one of the bad parts about living in this area, living in the Deep South, is every single person I know is an anti-vaxxer. Everybody in my family is a fucking disease spreader, a plague rat. I'm the only person in my family who is vaccinated. Literally the only fucking person. Excuse me. So, they're all just disease carriers everywhere all the fucking time. These motherfuckers always sit with COVID. Now, COVID ain't going to probably kill you. It could. Not likely, though. You're probably going to survive, but you're going to be sick for a lot longer, have long-term complications. You're going to spread it to every fucking body. So, all these dirty motherfuckers I live around spread the COVID to me, got them constantly. I'm about to be even more of a fucking recluse than I already am. Stay the goddamn hell at home. What you going to do? Sucks to be me. But anyway, so, once again, folks, get your super chats in. Nobody super chatting yet. So good. And gonna go ahead and kick off the show. Appreciate you. Hopefully we get through this together. Let's start off, folks, with everybody's favorite section. It's time for some Civil War 2.0, y'all. It's Chud Watch.
Chud Watch. Talking about Chud Watch. We talk about Chud. And
on the sandwich. So, for those of you from out of the United States just joining us, so the Christians over there in Texas, they're like, you know who we hate? Brown people. Just like back in the Civil War days when they were fighting and trying to risk their own lives to enslave their fellow human beings. They're now like, hey, all the foreigners are invading us and they're poisoning the blood of our country, which is what Hitler said. And horrible for our country, all these brown people. So we should be able to just let them die. So let's put up buoys with saw blades. And so that's what they did. They put buoys and saw blades, hopefully to drown and kill brown people trying to cross the Rio Grande. Here you go. See this crazy ass shit? Saw blades.
Yeah, somebody went through a lot of ridiculous effort to design these things. Yeah, why would you?
So these are the Christians for you. As far from what they claim they worship in Jesus Christ, you can possibly goddamn get. They don't care. They're the worst among us. Just literally just evil incarnate fucking Christians, right? So then the Supreme Court was like, yeah, you guys can't put saw blades in the Rio Grande to kill brown children. Like, you shouldn't do that. That's not the best. That's not what we as a country want to represent us. So they're like, quit it, Texas. Quit it, Christians. Stop killing brown folks, please. And so Texas immediately is like, no, we have the right to kill all the fucking brown people we want to. And so then they started their next bullshit. They're like, all right, well, we can't have fucking saw blades in the water anymore. We're just going to put razor wire up everywhere. And then if anybody tries to help migrants crossing the Rio Grande, we're going to block them from doing so, even if they're federales. And so the next thing, you know, 3 Mexican migrants near Eagle Pass died, including these children. They just sit around and they watch these innocent little children drown to death and die. Because that's what we are as a people. That's what the Christians. Hi, Christians. How you doing? This is what you are. You're evil and fucking carnal. You're the worst among us. Giant fucking pieces of shit. Fuck all y'all. All right? Who would Jesus let drown? Who would Jesus? How? Which one of you would go sit there and tell me with a straight face Jesus would have sat there and watched these little children drown to death? That's what they're telling us, folks. That's what their Christian governor, Greg Abbott, tells us. That's what they're all fucking telling us. This is what Jesus wants. These invaders are evil. Here's the fucked up part. Migrants aren't even that bad for our country, if any. If you take their effects over the entire government, they actually have a small net gain in their financial contributions to what they give back. We desperately need them. We're a nation who are not having children anymore because all our people are too fucking fat to fuck anymore. We're too lazy to want kids anymore. It's too fucking expensive because of unfettered capitalism. So we need migrants to come in, not only to bail out our Social Security program, but to take care of us old, fat, white motherfuckers when we get old. But no, these brown kids are the enemies that deserve to die to Christians. So that's what they're fucking doing. And they're pretending that they're the good guys. They're literally willing right now to go to civil war to defend their right to kill brown children right now. That's what it's fucking all about. That's what the Christians are doing to this nation. Same as they've always fucking done. So then, of course, the federal government was trying to save these kids, and the Texas Border Patrol stopped them. They had razor fucking wire everywhere to stop them from helping these children. So the Biden administration went to the government, and they're like, hey, maybe we should be allowed to go help children not drown to death. So our Supreme Court, you know, the ones that are supposed to make the fucking laws, voted 5-4. Still almost didn't vote for this. 5-4, folks. But still, narrowly said, okay, well, the feds can go in, they can cut some of the razor wire to help save children that are being drowned. Because that's not what we want to be as an American society, right? So they weren't even trying to stop them from putting razor wire up. They're just saying that the feds can go in and they can cut some of this up so they can get access to help people if they need to, right? That's all that's fucking happened here, right? A little bit, a tiny, tiny speck of humanity from our evil fucking country. So, of course, the evil Christians in Texas declared civil war against the government for daring to try to save the lives of brown children. Greg Abbott immediately put out this notice. My statement on Texas' constitutional right to self-defense. The federal government has broken the compact between the United States and the states. The executive branch of the United States has constitutional duty to enforce federal laws protecting states, including immigration laws on the books right now. President Biden has refused to enforce those laws and has even violated them. The result is that he has smashed records for illegal immigration, despite having been put on notice in a series of letters, one of which I delivered to him by hand. President Biden, blah, 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 blah. So they're like, it's war. We're no longer recognizing the authority of the American government. Hell no. Texas fat ass is going to rise up. I guess they're going to leave the buffet line for 10 seconds and pick up some fucking guns. And, of course, Donald Trump, Johnny on the spot, to separate us. His entire thing is to make sure America fails as spectacular as it possibly can. Whatever is bad for America in his mind is good for him because he can just blame everything on Joe Biden and hopefully get elected. So he's literally trying to create a civil war. Exactly what he did the first time with the insurrection, doing the exact same shit. He's encouraging other states to invade, or I guess go into Texas, and then hope they can stir up something against the federal government. Donald J. Trump. We encourage all willing states to deploy their guards to Texas to prevent the entry of illegals and to remove them back across the border. All Americans should support the common sense measures by Texas authorities to protect safety, security, and sovereignty of Texas and American people. Common sense is what he calls murdering brown children, folks. This is where we're at in our society. When I am president on day one, remember day one dictator, instead of fighting Texas, I will work hand in hand with Governor Abbott to kill even more brown people. I will kill all the brown children. Every brown children will die instead of enter our country because that's who we are. We're the good guys, y'all. Yay, Jesus. So next thing you know, all the governors, conservative across the country listening to him. Republican Governors Association put out this message that basically accused Biden of attacking Texas. Literally all they did was say, the federales can cut some of the razor wire to rescue children if they need to. But no, that's an attack on Texas, y'all. Saving the lives of brown children. You're destroying Texas. Because literally, they're the dumbest people alive. They're the worst in the history of the world. Maybe not, but up there. Garbage, shit humans. Next thing you know, try to instigate a civil war between the states and the United States government. Governors from 15 states have now announced support for Texas in its border disputes with the federal government, with some sending National Guard units. All these red states sending shit down to Texas, trying to create an uprising here. Surprisingly, not Mississippi. Where are we at, Mississippi? I'm shocked at this. And I know Mississippi going to get involved in this. I've been practicing up on my Southern accent. I've lost it over the years. I used to talk way more Southern than I do now, but I've just simply lost my Southern accent over the years, purposely, mostly. But I've been working on it, y'all. So when the Civil War happens down here, I can pretend to be one of them, and then I can rat these motherfuckers out. I can't wait to rat you out. I will be like, hey, that's a lot of fertilizer you guys got over there. What you planting? Yeah. Yeah, they over here, motherfuckers. Get them! Over there. I'll rat every one of you guys out. I'm gonna rat you out. I can't wait. Anyway. Horrible. Oklahoma governor. Just going on Newsmax and openly talking about perhaps a civil war happening in this country. Yeah, super cool, Oklahoma.
There's rumblings that Joe Biden should or may actually federalize the National Guard, take that power away from Greg Abbott. Let's say this showdown, that's what it is. It's a showdown. It's a showdown of power and loyalties and constitutionality. Let's say he does that. How many people say, no, you know what, screw you, Biden administration, and how many people stay and fight with Texas versus the federal things, and does that put us on course for a force-on-force conflict?
I mean, right now you've got the federal agents that are cutting the wire, and then you've got the Texas National Guard on orders to put up wire. I mean, this is a powder keg worth of tension. So it's very it's a very weird situation. We certainly stand with Texas on their right to defend themselves.
The right to defend yourself. Now they're using Israel's jargon. They have the right to kill as many brown people as they want to. It's just self-defense, y'all. Hey, let's just genocide Mexico next. It's self-defense. What are we out to do to make sure the brownies don't poison our blood, y'all?
But Biden's going to be in a tough situation. So in other words, he's going to try to federalize these troops. In other words, put them on federal orders. And so now their allegiance technically goes to the president of the United States instead of the governor. And of course, I think a lot of Texans, these are still, they're still Texans that are weekend, they're in the National Guards. They do 1 week in a month or when they get called up on duties by the governor. And I think they would be in a difficult situation to protect their homeland or to.
Yeah, see how they're phrasing it? Protect your homeland, kill brown people, right?
Follow what Biden's saying.
Literally open it.
Very interesting. But then, then you've got Oklahoma and Florida and Tennessee, and you got all these other states that would send our National Guard to help and to support the efforts of Governor Abbott. Because every state is a border state. You talked about fentanyl. The deaths in Oklahoma since I've taken office are up 500%. And we know that's coming across the southern border. And then,
the vast majority of it comes across the port of entries. Not across the wall, not illegally, illegally, of course, but right across the normal ports of entry, right? We know that's true. So you're technically right, but you're also leaving out information to lie on purpose.
Then you think about the terrorists.
The terrorists,
again, I just don't know what their end game is here, and I hope American people really wake up to what's happening.
Yes, I hope they do too, but they won't. They will listen to your fucking lies, and you try to instigate this civil war, because that's all you guys have. You have nothing to unite us. You have nothing to advance our society, to progress America in any way, so you have to try to divide us, lie, pit us against each other, so we don't come after fucking you. And unfortunately, we have enough dumb people in this goddamn country where it works. Then you have people like Representative Clay Higgins. Media, Congressman Higgins, the Supreme Court just ruled in favor of the Biden administration over the state of Texas, saying that the federal government can remove physical barriers at the border put in place by Texas. What are your thoughts? And of course, big tough Clay Higgins. My thoughts are that the feds are staging a civil war, and Texas should stand their ground. Do it, motherfucker. You first. Pick up your gun and go out there and stand up against the military of the United States. You know you're not going to fucking do it. All you're trying to do is instigate some other idiot into getting killed on your fucking behalf. And then when they do it, you're going to claim they were Antifa. They weren't. Those aren't MAGA. Those aren't conservatives. Those are fucking those are FBI agents. 100% what's going to happen, folks. No responsibility as they instigate violence. 100% what they do every goddamn time. Meanwhile, here's the local Republican Party on Facebook, the Republican Party of Tennessee. They're doing it again because you didn't hang them the last time. Yeah, you guys want to fuck around and find out this kind of rhetoric? Because you guys did an insurrection, you fucking traitors, and all we did was put some of you in jail for a little bit, slapped you on the wrist. You guys want us to treat traitors like you say we should? All right, fuck around and find out, y'all. Keep it up. The best law to secure all borders, yeah, just murder them. We're Christians, y'all. Just like Jesus said, murder them all and I will figure it out. I'll sort it out, right? That's my job. We owe McCarthy an apology. Yeah, McCarthyism was great, y'all. Let's just start that shit up again. And yes, people who claim to follow the teachings of Jesus Christ are fuming that there might not be razor wire at the borders to slice up children. But they've always been this way. They're the party of nothing. They will lie to your face. Lie directly fucking to you. Claim that they worship this man named Jesus Christ. He's their Lord and Savior. And their faith in him and his message is going to give them everlasting life. And then do exactly the opposite of everything they claim he taught. Because they don't actually believe anything they say. They are just evil and they lie to your face hoping that you will believe the lie. Because they absolutely don't believe it. Their actions prove what they believe. And then, yeah, conservative influencers everywhere stepping up to shill for the Civil War, to try to instigate violence. Steve loves ammo, of course he does. Fuck the Supreme Court. Buy guns and ammo. Your government isn't coming to save you. Do it, Steve. You first, motherfucker, right? You gonna be on the front lines, aren't you? Governor Kristi Noem giving us a very bad history of the United States.
Texas and those 13 original colonies would have never signed the treaty that formed the first Constitution of the United States if they didn't think that their right to protect themselves and defend their own people was protected. So what Joe Biden is doing is...
Yeah, you guys remember when Texas was part of the first 13 colonies of the United States? It wasn't. Yeah, it was still Mexico then. Wasn't established till 1845. Awesome job for governor there. What is that, Minnesota? Oh, no, you guys are the worst. Then the toughest among us, the most manly humans in existence have stepped up to let us all know this entire border dispute is about masculinity, y'all. Case in point, super alpha male Scott Adams, writer of Dilbert, says, the border was one of those everyone can play issues when it didn't matter so much. Now it's a male issue. Until it is settled, no one cares what women had to say about it. We just left politics behind. Now it's biological. And it's only ending one way. That's right, with men killing other men for the right to kill brown people, just like they did in the Civil War. And folks, don't sleep on Scott Adams. Look at this badass alpha motherfucker. How can you get more tough, more masculine, more manly than Scott Adams? You first, Scott. You gonna be in the front lines, right? You're not instigating violence? You're gonna be right there? You're not. Yeah, you're not. You fucking cowards. These are the worst among us, folks. Absolute lowest of the low cowards. They're so desperate to feel manly, right? You know that this guy doesn't feel manly, because look at him. This is not the picture of masculinity. So obviously he feels bad about himself. He doesn't feel like the viral young man that he dreamed he would be. So he has to fake, he has to project to be much more masculine than we can obviously see that he is. By pretending he's some kind of fucking badass. Dude, you're not a badass. You're weak, you're pathetic. Nobody is scared of you. This is so embarrassing. Fucking Dilbert is more manly than you are, Scott. But if you really want to prove yourself, step the fuck up, bitch. We will be happy to put you fucking down. Just like every other terrorist that you've instigated into shit like this. We will put you in the dirt just as fucking fast. Fafo motherfucker. And of course, super masculine, manly man, alpha male Ted Cruz. Come and take it. That's right, you come and take our ability to murder brown children. We will kill you if you try to stop us from killing brown children, says super manly Ted Cruz. 44,000 likes, folks, because this is what they reward in the conservative community. Doughy fucks, guy who's never worked out his life, guy's never done can't do a single pull-up. Hadn't been able to do a pull-up his entire life. Wouldn't know masculinity if a dick slapped him in the fucking face. Pretending, because that's all they are, a bunch of fat fucks pretending, LARPing, gravy seals. But that's what they get rewarded for because they're so fake, all of them. Fake, murdering, eviling assholes. This is how they work, folks. Here's a rapey Mike Sidorovich trying to stir up violence and terrorism. They just make shit up to scare their base because they know that's how they make money. The more they lie, the more engagement they get, the more Elon Musk pays them. And they're not held accountable for anything they say, so why would they not do it? Rapey says, it's Sunday and tens of thousands of gang members were released from Venezuelan prisons and let in by the Biden administration to skin your families alive. Get your training in. It's no longer optional about health. Yeah, folks, they're going to come and murder everybody. Get your guns. Prepare to kill your fellow human beings. It's all real. To which Joe Bico says, hey, I believe you, but is there anything tangible to back this up? And I know you're going to be shocked at the response. Rapey Mike Sidorovich says, shut the fuck up. Yeah, just shut up. Don't argue. Just believe the lies. Spread the lies. Get your guns. Commit violence, y'all. Fuck the rule of law. We're patriots. We have to set the Constitution aside. And of course, Tim Pool doing what Tim Pool do. Making tens of millions of dollars a year. trying to instigate violence. Once again, one of the least manly people on earth. One of the most beta pussies I've ever seen in my entire life. Weak, emasculated, sissified Tim Pool with his little pussy voice. The rise of the Neo-Confederacy, says Tim with his little fucking beanie. And of course, brave as always, verified accounts or accounts mentioned by Timcast can only reply. That's right. Nobody from the public can reply. He shut off comments, folks, which is exactly what you do when you're masculine and brave. You disable all debate. But he's still going to make millions, folks. He's still going to make millions, so who gives a shit, right? This is how the game's played. Meanwhile, this is what it's all about, folks. They're trying to instigate violence, pit us against each other, destroy our country, to sell you giant buckets of slop in end-stage capitalism. Here's a jack piece of shit, Mick. Breaking, Trump calls for all willing states to deploy National Guard to Texas border and start the deportations. Then he posts his link to how you can buy big buckets of slop for the end times. Yeah, don't you guys want your big buckets of disgusting food for when the Civil War that they try to cause starts? Definitely. Not the only one. Everybody doing this, folks. Here's a Tim Pool. Fuck me, dude. Laughing about it while Tim Pool puts his link to buckets of slop. Luke Radowski, just going to leave this here. $200 off a big bucket of slop, y'all. Get it before they're all gone. Just every single one of them selling out their country to spread fear and make a dollar off fat, gullible, conservative, Christian, evil Americans. And, of course, Civil War trending again. Been trending about once a week now, but, yeah, every single time they do this, it works. Stir up the populace, pit us against each other, and sell their food. Super cool. Keep in mind, Tim Pool, 100% supported, pushed by the algorithm of YouTube. Literally all these companies were rewarding this shit. Meanwhile, I'm shadow banned. 90% of the people subscribe to me never hear about my videos when they go live because of my shadow banning. But if I was spreading Civil War, if I was spreading right-wing talking points, if I was conning you out of money, I'd be a fucking millionaire right now. Wouldn't be able to sleep, folks. But I'd be rich as fuck. Meanwhile, these people don't actually care about the border in any way whatsoever. Of course, like I say over and over and over again, they're the party of nothing. It's all just complete fake. It's a dog and pony show. So Joe Biden and the GOP actually have worked out a compromise on the border. To seal the border, to spend lots of money on the border, to try to stem the tide of illegal immigration. The GOP is desperate for any win they can take back to their constituents and say, hey, we actually passed one thing. We passed border security. Because they've said over and over again, we have nothing we can go back and campaign on. Nothing. We've done nothing. We are the most do-nothing Congress in the history of the nation. We have passed no laws. We've done nothing but obstruct the entire time, which is embarrassing. We need at least one win to go back on. So they negotiated with the Biden administration and came up with a okay deal, I guess, that they consider was okay to secure the border. But, of course, Donald Trump doesn't want that. Donald Trump doesn't actually want the border secure. He doesn't want the flow of immigrants to stop because he wants the country to fail. Whatever's bad for the country in his mind is good for his chances of becoming president, which is his only chance of staying out of prison. So if he has to destroy the entire fucking country to stay out of prison, that's what he'll do. So he is basically the de facto president of the Republican Party. They're a cult that does whatever he says. So he's like, don't do anything about the fucking border. We want it to be worse. So he ordered Congress to basically back away from this deal. And that's what they did, folks. They walked away from the deal to seal the border because they don't actually give a shit about any of this. They want to instigate a civil war about an issue they don't actually fucking care about in order to try to get Donald Trump elected so he can become a dictator and destroy this fucking country while they call themselves loving Christians and patriots. That's where we find ourselves in 2024 right now. And a lot of them are mad about it. They still went along with them, folks. GOP senators seethe as Trump blows up delicate immigration compromise. They wanted any win they could have to go back and brag about, and he wouldn't even give them that, folks, because their jobs mean nothing to him. He only cares about himself. If they don't get elected again, who cares? He don't give a fuck. Why would Trump care about you? You have to have 100% loyalty to whatever he says instantly, without question. And then fuck what you want. Fuck your political future in every goddamn way. Or you're dead to him. That's the way cults work for it. That's the way dictatorships work. So, yeah. All his lackeys went out there and said, yeah, the deal is dead, huh? We don't care about it. The deal is dead now. Here's cult member Howley to explain it all to us on Fox News.
Senator, is this deal dead effectively?
I hope so. It should be. If it's not dead yet, it should be dead. I mean, there is absolutely no reason to agree to policies that will just further enable Joe Biden.
Yeah, let's not give Joe Biden any wins. Hey, he might say he actually did something about the border, and we don't want that. That's our chief concern. It's making Joe Biden look bad. Not what's good for the country. What's bad for Biden. Let everything burn down. And even... sorry. Even Mitt Romney speaking out about it, folks. This is how far the Republican Party has slid. When Mitt Romney is actually a decent human being compared to all the rest of the Republican Party. Now, Mitt Romney is a giant piece of trash, but he makes me yearn for the bygone days Republicans were actually like Mitt Romney. They used to be sort of like Mitt Romney. They were not good. They were still evil, but they didn't actively, gleefully cheer for the destruction of the United States, right? So even he called it out now, folks.
Yeah, do you think this is what he wants, the issue, Donald Trump? This is what he's doing?
I think the border is a very important issue for Donald Trump. And the fact that he would communicate to Republican senators and congresspeople that he doesn't want us to solve the border problem because he wants to blame Biden for it is really appalling. But the reality is that we have a crisis at the border. The American people are suffering as a result of what's happening at the border, and someone running for president ought to try and get the problem solved, as opposed to saying, "Hey, save that problem. Don't solve it. Let me take credit for solving it later."
Yeah, do you think this is?
Yep, it's a shame. I can't believe I'm longing for the time of Mitt Romney, but here we are in 2024. Everything's so fucky now. And as Robert Reich says, let me get this straight. Governor Greg Abbott of Texas says he'll defy federal law because an invasion has happened at the border. But the GOP refuses to fix the border because that would hand Biden a political win. Have I got that right? Yes, you have that exactly right. They don't actually care about any of this. They don't care about anything except for doing whatever Trump tells them to do and hurting this country to stay in power. Anybody that denies that, there's no reason to argue with them because they don't actually believe what they're saying. They know it's true, and they don't care, folks. No reason to debate these people. They don't argue in good faith. They're worthless. Meanwhile, Trump cult going strong, zero self-respect in any way whatsoever. This is the party that says, oh, we like masculine men that don't bow down to other men who are cucks. Yet every single one of them except for Trump is this.
Did you ever think that she actually appointed you, Tim? And think of it, appointed, and you're the senator of his state, and she endorsed me. You must really hate her. No, it's a shame. It's a shame. Uh-oh.
I just love you.
No, that's why he's a great.
I just love you. Hey, only thing his token is good for is to get spit, Tim Scott. Just the weakest sisters among us, y'all. Speaking of which, here's Representative J.D. Vance. Take it from someone who was once anti-Trump early on and then saw the belly of the beast. The Republican Party without Donald Trump is a disaster. Yeah, you're doing so great with him. Morally and politically, imagine thinking you were any way immoral by latching on to Donald Trump. Just spineless, weak. Meanwhile, the Trump dementia tour continues, folks. He's not mentally well. Gave after gave. Let's see if you can figure out what the fuck he's trying to say here.
Which is incapable of solving even the smallest problem. The simplest of problems we can no longer solve. We can't do anything. We are an institute and a powerful death penalty. We will put this on. We have to, which is in
that word, institute and a powerful death penalty. All these words make sense. Totally cool, America. Let's put this guy back as president. Stat. Meanwhile, folks, for everybody trying to convince you that Trump doesn't want to become a dictator, just say it. This sounds awfully dictatorial to me.
my plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption once and for all, and corruption it is. First, I will immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats, and I will wield that power very aggressively. Second, we will
Gonna kick everybody out of government that is not a Trump stooge.
clean out all of the corrupt actors in our national security and intelligence apparatus, and there are plenty of them. The departments and agencies that have been weaponized will be completely overhauled so that faceless bureaucrats will never again be able to target and persecute conservatives, Christians, or the left's political enemies, which they're doing now at a level that nobody can believe
0%.
even possible. Third, we will totally reform FISA courts, which are so corrupt that the judges seemingly do not care when they are lied to in warrant applications.
It's just gonna change the whole judicial system and make sure no Republican can be charged of any crime anymore, folks. Put all his lackeys in office everywhere and turn the government against any left-wing people. I guess we're all gonna go to Gitmo.
So many judges have seen so many applications that they know were wrong, or at least they must have known. They do nothing about it. They're lied to. Fourth, to expose the hoaxes and abuses of power that have been tearing our country apart, we will establish a Truth and Reconciliation Commission.
Oh, that doesn't sound dystopian at all. Imagine if Joe Biden was coming out with a Truth and Reconciliation Commission. They'd be like, oh my God, 1984, this is Hitlerian. But Trump does it. Oh my God, what a great idea.
To declassify and publish all documents on deep state spying, censorship, and corruption. And there are plenty of them.
Definitely.
Fifth, we will launch a major crackdown on government leakers who collude with the fake news to deliberately weave false narratives and to subvert our government and our democracy.
Literally, he's talking about going after whistleblowers. Anybody that comes out and actually tells you what's happening, he's going to use the government to shut them up and put them in fucking prison. How can anybody be for this, folks? But it doesn't matter what he says. He could literally say, hey, we're going to line up anybody who loves the Constitution and murder them. And they'd be like, yes, Lord. Finally, Jesus. It just doesn't matter, folks. Craziest timeline fucking ever. And there's another 2 minutes of him going on about how he's going to be a dictator. But let's continue, please. Meanwhile, folks, just starting the dictatorship off before he even gets even in office, right? Marjorie Taylor Greene going out there saying, hey, not only do we support President Trump, we support his policies, and any Republican that isn't willing to adapt these policies are completely eradicating from the party. Unless you bow down, kiss the ring, lick Donald Trump's butthole, we're going to kick you out of the party. It's 100% the Trump party, no room for anybody else. Telling you right to your face. And Trump also echoing these exact same sentiments, folks. Threatening Nikki Haley. Letting her know, hey, you better drop out, Nikki. If you don't drop out, you might start getting investigated. This is a direct fucking threat. How is this not against the law?
Renovation. These are very dishonest people, and you're always fighting them. And just a little note to Nikki. She's not going to win. She's not going to win. But if she did, she would be under investigation by those people in 15 minutes. And I could tell you 5 reasons why already. Not big reasons. A little stuff that she doesn't want to talk about. But she will be under investigation within minutes. And so would Ron have been. But he decided to get out. He decided to get out. Now, Vivek, I don't think would be at all because he's perfect, right?
You better drop out, Nikki. They're gonna get you. They're gonna get you if you don't drop out. I'm gonna get you if you don't drop out, is what he's really telling her. Meanwhile, he going public telling everybody, anybody that makes a contribution to bird brain Nikki Haley from this moment forward will be permanently barred from the MAGA camp. We don't want them, and we will not accept them because we put America first and always will. That's right. You can't have any other opinions, folks. You have to blindly worship Donald Trump or you are not part of the Republican Party anymore. It's the Trump party, and that's fucking it. Dictatorship for life. And if you don't like it, get to stepping. And hey, I agree with them, folks. If you're a Republican and you're not a MAGA, you are. You are. Unless you decide not to be a Republican anymore, you're part of this. This is you. You have to own it now. You can't try to weasel out of it. Meanwhile, dictator Trump, always different when it's him, folks. Here he is back in the day. This is 2020, talking about Obama and Biden. Unless Bill Barr indicts these people for crimes, talking about Obama and Biden, the greatest political crime in history of our country, then we'll get little satisfaction. And that includes Obama and that includes Biden. Trump calls for Obama and Biden to be charged with crimes. That's right, the president must be held accountable. Hey, the president's not a dictator, y'all. The president can't have immunity from the crimes they commit. They have to be held accountable. We won't get any satisfaction unless the president is held accountable. And now Trump is like, as president of the United States, I must have full immunity, without which it will be impossible for him, her to properly function. Any mistake, even if well intended, would be met with almost certain indictment by the opposing party at the term's end. Yeah, curious how that changed all of a sudden. They aren't about anything, folks. The party of fucking nothing. It is nothing but Trump worship. It is a cult. Meanwhile, apparently, at the last caucuses, Nikki Haley came in second, but apparently there was some good news for Democrats, I guess. From what I'm hearing, Nikki Haley got 70% of independent voters, which is a message that independent voters don't want to vote for Donald Trump. The fact that 70% of Haley voters are independent means that they gave the middle finger to Trump insanity, Trump rape, and Trump corruption. That's good news for us. We'll see. We'll see how many actually stick to that, but that would be good. I mean, you know, Joe Biden is a child murderer, but somehow in this hellish nightmare state we live in, that's better than dictator Trump, so okay. And Kayla McKenna, Baghdad Barbie, literal Trump stooge mouthpiece. Somebody who makes a living lying to defend Trump, still to this day makes a living lying to defend Trump, but was literally a Trump spokesperson who went out there and gaslit us for years. Could not be any more loyal, could not suck Trump's nuts any more than she already did. Gave the most milquetoast review of the caucus you could possibly give. Wasn't harsh towards Trump. This is what she said.
But when you look at the Republican Party, 7 in 10 Nikki Haley voters said, I would not vote for Trump. There was a Des Moines Register poll, 43% said, no, I wouldn't vote for Trump. If I'm Trump, I sit back and I exclusively focus on the general election. I take the posture of a presumptive nominee. I focus on number one, uniting the party, and number two, winning the independents, which Nikki Haley won 55 to 39%. That's what I would do. Nikki Haley, I mean, the closest margin is 30% in the states ahead. For all intents and purposes, he's the presumptive nominee.
So literally still kissing his ass, saying he gonna be the nominee. Like, he probably should just focus a little bit more on unifying the party, or, you know, to help get those independent voters. That's what I would do. But no, you are only allowed to say Trump is the most handsome man with the giantest dick of anybody that's ever lived. I want to lick his sweaty butthole. He is a god who could make no mistakes. He's gonna win in a landslide. And if you don't say that, he will throw you under the bus immediately, which he did to her. I don't need any advice from Rhino Kaylee McKenna on Fox. Just had a giant victory over a badly failing candidate, Bird Brain. And she's telling me what I can do better. Save your advice for Nikki. Yeah, fuck you, Kaylee. 100% Worship of me is the only thing that's acceptable. Zero advice, no matter how good or well-meaning it is. You must have loyalty while he has none. Meanwhile, folks, this huge Trump supporter got kicked out of a Trump event for taking a picture with Trump's lawyer, Alina Habba. Let's have a look.
I'm getting removed from the Trump event. Why do I have to leave, sir? Can you tell me why? Like, I've knocked more than 12,000 doors for President Trump. I've done everything. I'm getting kicked out right now, guys. Guys, I'm getting kicked out of the Trump event.
It doesn't matter what you do, how much of it, forever, ever, ever. He doesn't care about you.
I'm just standing there supporting Trump. Like, why are you removing me? Can you give me a reason why? Did Trevor tell you to remove me? Like, what did I do? That's wrong.
Trevor.
I've done nothing but support Trump since the beginning. Like, why am I getting...
So the reason he got removed, folks, is because he took a picture with the lawyer, which is bad because the lawyer asked the latest Trump court case to be postponed because she claimed that she was exposed to COVID and she was feeling ill. So she couldn't do the court case because she might have COVID while at a Trump event, folks. Doesn't look very COVID-y there, Alina. So, yeah, probably going to get in trouble with the judge, I imagine. Might be some fines and whatnot. And you took a picture with her, which outed her, so you got to be kicked out, dude. What'd you expect? You got to be part of all of the corruption or else you're gone. Meanwhile, Trump, once again, a second defamation lawsuit. He was found guilty of sexually assaulting E. Jean Carroll the first time and couldn't keep his mouth shut. Immediately went out and denied he did it again, which is slander, apparently. And so got sued again. This time they used his own words against him, folks. What a fucking idiot. Donald Trump is probably kicking his past self after E. Jean Carroll's lawyers on Thursday used his previous testimony from a totally different legal trial to make their case for damages. The Carroll trial is just to set damages because presiding judge Lewis Kaplan has already ruled that Trump defamed Carroll. Carroll is seeking at least $10 million in damages. Her lawyer played a clip of Trump's video deposition that he sat for last year ahead of his bank fraud trial in New York. In the clip, Trump brags that his Dora resort in Miami could be worth $2.5 billion by itself. In another clip, Trump claims that his value has only increased since becoming president. Probably my most valuable asset. That's the brand, he said. I became president because of that brand. I think it's the hottest brand in the world. I did an NFT deal the other day. I sold out in less than a day, he added. Just goes to show you folks, people that say Donald Trump is the only one who forgo any kind of financial gain as president. He could have gained billions of dollars as president, but he turned it all down. Even his own words will let you know that's a complete fucking lie. Although we already saw with our own eyes, we knew that wasn't fucking true, but that's what they'll tell us. They gaslight you constantly. But let's see how that turned out for him. Uh-oh. Trump must pay E. Jean Carroll $83.3 million in damages for the latest defamation. Yeah. New ruling came down today. He huffed and he stormed out of the courtroom before it could be read, folks. Undoubtedly, he's going to go out there and defame her again, get sued again. I guess he's going to lose billions and billions of billions. No doubt he assumes he's going to win the presidency, so he just thinks that he can not ever pay this, so he doesn't have to worry about any of this. He can just defame her over and over and over again. And no matter how many times he loses, he'll just get out of it because he's the president. Maybe he's right. I have no idea. It's a trash world. It's definitely possible, but hopefully it'll bankrupt him. Meanwhile, he picked the worst lawyer in the world. The only reason he picked this woman is because she's good looking. Literally. Obviously, that's why he fucking picked her. She's a fucking moron. Even CNN not letting her finish her rant after losing $84 million.
To run to the ballot box, but don't get it twisted. We are seeing a violation of our justice system. Ladies and gentlemen, you are not allowed to be stripped of every defense that you have. You are not allowed to be told.
So you're getting an idea now about why Donald Trump's attorney is perceived as effective as she is, which is not particularly effective. Laura Coe.
Yeah, not at all. She lost again, $84 million. You think? At some point, he would bail out of the sinking ship, but the ship is too hot for Trump to bail out from. And she's such a sycophant, she's just constantly worshiping him. She's his new mouthpiece. So he got to stick with her forever. I guess the best he can get. So she got job security, regardless of how horrible she does, how much money she loses for him. Meanwhile, Nikki Haley pretending to be a badass. Nikki Haley, let's look at the last 48 hours. Trump gets on stage and throws a temper tantrum. Then he goes and says he's going to ban anyone from MAGA that donates to me. He's totally unhinged. Yeah, she's going to be endorsing him any day now. She's 100% going to stunt for him, 100% going to still vote for him. So regardless of what she says, their words don't mean anything. They are a people of fucking nothing. Worthless human beings. Quit pretending, Nikki. Nobody's buying it. Meanwhile, off of Trump news a little bit, you guys hear what happened to the Arizona GOP chair. So apparently this guy was having a conversation with Vaseline woman, Carrie Lake. And he was like, yeah, you should stop running for office because you're making us all look really fucking bad. And if you stop running for office, hey, we'll get you a good job somewhere. But we don't think we can win because you're fucking embarrassing in every goddamn way. And she caught him on hidden mic, got him to resign over it.
After a stunning new audio tape appeared to show him trying to convince a close Trump ally not to run for office.
I'll tell you what I can offer you.
The Arizona GOP's chairman, Jeff DeWitt, heard in this audio urging Carrie Lake to not run for the U.S. Senate this year after she lost her race for governor there in 2022.
Very powerful people don't want to keep you out.
In exchange, DeWitt says he could hook her up with the lucrative job.
So the ask I got today from back east was, is there any companies out there or something that could just put her on the payroll and keep her out?
DeWitt says the audio was selectively edited.
Is there a number at which
I can be bought?
not be bought?
That's what it's about.
You can take a pause for a couple of years.
Because Carrie Lake is not a public official, she is simply being asked to withdraw from politics. It doesn't fall under the language of the bribery statute.
That's how it all works, folks. The worst among us get heavily rewarded. The worse they are, the more money they just throw fucking at them, y'all. He said he only resigned because she threatened that she had an even worse tape that she was going to release if he did resign. No idea what's on that, but he said, oh, he obviously knows he said some even worse shit. So he resigned fucking immediately because they're all crooks. Oligarchs, that's who rule us from top to fucking bottom. Meanwhile, Josh Hawley doing a communism. Almost based, Josh Hawley says, a major aluminum plant in southeast Missouri just announced it's shutting down. This cannot be allowed to happen. Isn't that capitalism? What are you talking about? The plant accounts for nearly 30% of the nation's aluminum. It's a vital national security. President Biden must invoke the National Production Act and keep it open. Some billionaires want to put 500 Missourians out of work and walk away with the profit. Can't happen. This plant and these workers are too important to the nation to shut down. Hey, I agree with you. Let's nationalize it, right? Right? That way we can have all the profits. We can put the power in the workers' hands. Hey, let's have all the profits go directly to the workers, right? Isn't that what you want? It's not. You want us just to bail out rich people and still have all the profits go to rich people? Yeah, of course you do. But that's communism there, Holly. Almost based, but I know you're a loser. So not. And then last one on tonight's Shut Watch, folks. Giga-based dad says, who else would watch this? Movie idea. A bully from the 80s, 90s times travels to the present to a school with diversity and inclusion. Yay! I've said this before, folks. For some reason, the wet dream of conservatives is to become a bad guy from an 80s movie. It's so crazy. Endlessly funny how conservatism is about being a fully grown adult and still wanting to bully children. Yep, this is what they are, though, folks. This is all they have. They are evil incarnate in their souls. They want children to be murdered while they tell you how much they love Jesus. And they giddily get off on it, jack off in the corner, imagining bullying children. And that's my Chud Watch. And, folks, speaking of wet dreams, and this is way too much information. I shouldn't be telling you this, but I'm not making this up. It's going to sound like this is a joke, but it's not a joke. So, for the first time last night, since I got these things, I put these earbuds in, these noise-canceling earbuds. And I have no idea why. I don't know why this is happening, but this is what happened. I had a wet dream last night. I had, for the first time, it's been a decade since I've had a wet dream. You know what a wet dream is? It's where, like, in your dream, you're having sex, and then you cum in your pants, and you wake up, and you're coming everywhere, and you got to clean up cum all over your pants, or whatever you sleep in. That's what happened to me last night. For some reason, these gave me a wet dream last night. I don't know what the fuck happened. Like, I don't know. It's just because, like, it's so noisy around here all the time, and I'm just used to it now. And because it was so quiet, my brain was able to concentrate on the dream so vividly. It was so real that I had a physical reaction to it. But I creamed my pants, y'all. So, I don't know. Best commercial ever for noise-canceling earbuds. Anybody have that happen to them? Yeah, I know it's too much information. It was too much information for me, too. I'm looking for help, folks. What's happening? Anyway, I already said it's too much information. Anyway, what you guys got to think about that? They're hateful. They're definitely hateful. Goddamn, we're still in Chud Watch. I know, I told you it was a long show tonight. Double overtime. Better reward me, everybody, in the super chats for double overtime tonight. Which might not happen, but I'm going to shut it like it is. AI audio, Kari is a sycophant. I don't think it's AI. The guy pretty much admitted it was true. So that was real. I wasn't listening to anything. Literally, it was just silence. Weird. Like, I have no clue what the fuck happened. I'm going to wear them again tonight. I'll let you guys know. You know me. I'll fucking tell you. If I cream my pants again, I'm going to start selling these motherfuckers. Wet dream headphones. $1,000 please. Wash your sheets. My sheets are fine. I came in my pants. My cum is not so good. It gets through the fucking pants. And the pants stopped it in its tracks. Like, hell no, cum. I'm gonna marry some everybody. Hell yeah, I'm thinking about getting me a little quickie. Marriage for too long, too. Supposed to put them in your ears. What? That's where you're supposed to put them? Oh, man, I did it all wrong. I don't care. Please don't tell us. Well, then don't watch. If you don't want to hear me give you too much information, you should not be watching this show. That's 100% on you to be 100% with you. And all right, folks, move right along. Let's see how many more sections we have to go before even halftime. We're not even close to halftime yet, folks. All right, we got a Beyond Parody. All right, we're only one section from halftime, but it's a big one. We got a big Beyond Parody coming up. So get your super chats in, folks. But for now, it's time for... Beyond Parody! Nice. And first off, on tonight's Beyond Parody.
Little Bitty Shapiro's back, folks, and he wants each and every one of you to know that, fact, rap isn't music. And if you think it is, you're stupid. Every single person on the face of the earth who thinks rap is music, you're stupid, okay? Don't even get me started about a wet-ass P word, okay? The female orgasm is a myth.
So the next thing you know, apparently the best rapper in the world, Tom McDonald, definitely not a clown in any way, teaming up with Ben Shapiro. Tomorrow at 9 a.m., who's ready for a crazy music video? Facts! Starring Tom McDonald and Ben Shapiro.
Hell yeah, folks, this is going to be lit. It's going to be off the chain, off the chizzy, y'all.
The hilarious part is, so Tom McDonald is a right-wing chud cringe rapper who has garnered a giant white supremacist base, as you imagine this guy would do. He looks like your typical, I would say skinhead. He doesn't have a skinhead, but he's got tats. He's pretty white supremacist-ish. So immediately, all his fans hated it. They're like, oh my God, disappointing, hard pass, you sold out. The Jews got you, the Jews, the goddamn Jews, Tom McDonald, you fucked up. So next day, yeah, he released this music video, folks. Look how cool it is. He doesn't care if he offends you. Look at this guy. This guy, he doesn't care what people think. He's doing this because he doesn't care. Look at this fucking loser. Hangover gang, so cool. And look how cool Benny Shapiro is. Facts. Don't care about your feelings, y'all. They don't have any feelings. They're just stone cold missile men. Just completely emotionless cyborgs. Don't fuck with these guys. And of course, they all hated it, folks. Couldn't get through it. It's embarrassing. This is embarrassing. It's honestly the gayest thing I ever heard. And these are his fans, folks. Even his own fans turning against him. And it's beyond parody, folks. I heard this rap, and I'm sorry, but you have to hear somebody. You have to. You got no choice, okay? Once again, a cringe warning for those susceptible to cringe-induced injuries. I know what you're thinking. Hey, maybe Ben Shapiro's going to surprise me. Maybe Ben Shapiro's has bars. Maybe Benny Shapiro can rap with feeling, and it's going to be fucking awesome. Nah, dog.
Let's look at the stats. I've got the facts. My money like Lizzo, my pockets are fat. Homie, I'm epic. Don't be a wap. Dog, it's a yarmulke. Homie, no cap. Look at the graphs. Look at my charts. You're blowing money on strippers and cars. You go into prison. I'm on television. Dog, no one knows who you are. Keep hating on me on the internet. My comment section all woke Karens. And I make racks off compound interest. Y'all live with your parents. Nikki, take some notes. I just did this for fun. All my people, download this. Let's get a Billboard #1. Let's look at this.
Absolutely no rhythm. No flow, just stunted, horrible and error. Exactly what you would expect from Benny Shapiro. I'm the baddest motherfucker ever. My name is Ben Shapiro, assholes. I'm gonna rock the mic, yo. Jiggity, everybody. I'm fresh and dope, yo. Just good God. What in the fuck was that? Tom McDonald jumping the shark even worse than he already did. How can you be even more of a clown? Somehow life finds a way. Meanwhile, I love this one. Apparently, all this guy knew was racism. That's how he was making all his money. But I dare you try to do anything even slightly different. Richard Hania says, just got my lowest revenue payout in a long time. All you people want is black crime. That's what gets the clicks. But there are other things going on in the world. Expand your horizons. They don't give a shit about this. I call this the atheism is unstoppable dilemma. When you sell out to racist asshats to make money, that's all they fucking want. Typecast as a racist because you're a fucking racist. Might want to continue to lean into the racism, ass motherfucker. And that, folks, this just did. Ron DeSantis back down. Yes, he did. Oh, that tough guy. I'm never going to back down. I'm going to sashay down to the border, and I'm going to kill him stone cold dead. But you didn't. You didn't do any of that. You sashayed away, and you backed down. Hilarious. Always trying to be so tough. These very, very emasculate people. So insecure about their lack of masculinity that they always overproject. Meanwhile, folks, speaking of overprojecting, somebody needs to do a welfare check on Joe Rogan. This dude's brain has become so fucking broke, even more than usual. He's gone so far off the rails. Even his own subreddit is abandoning him. Everybody's like, the show is becoming unwatchable because Joe can literally do nothing but continuously rant about MAGA boomer Facebook shit. Continuously. Every single show over and over and over again, the same continuous rants. It got so bad that poor Bobby Lee, who I don't even like, Bobby Lee seems like a terrible person to me. I even started feeling bad for Bobby Lee. Bobby Lee was trying to get Joe Rogan to shut the fuck up so bad about the doomerism he was spreading that they have a highlight video of him basically begging Joe Rogan to change the subject. Literally at the end of the show, I've never seen this happen before. Joe Rogan, who has the biggest podcast in the world, going on his show is a huge boondoggle of money you'll get. Every extra minute you're on the show is more money that you're going to make. At the end of the show, Bobby Lee was literally saying, let's end the show. I don't want to do this show anymore with you. Let's please end the show. That's how bad it got, folks. Here's a short highlight of the horrors of Bobby Lee.
And he's only saying whatever the fuck they write down for him. The whole thing's nuts. It's like, who's deciding what happens and doesn't happen? It's not that guy, right? So if it's not him, who the fuck is it? Is it the Secretary of State? Is it the press secretary? Is it the military-industrial complex? Are they completely at the helm? Will they ever let control of that wheel to anybody else now that they have it?
Is it the shit you think about when you lay in bed at night?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How the fuck do you sleep?
Sometimes I don't. That's a real problem at night.
Yeah.
At night, I have my most anxiety-filled moments about this stuff. I've talked about it openly.
Wow.
Like, I'll really freak out at night because I legitimately think we are one or two events away from living in the Stone Age again. And I think it could happen in our lifetime, and it could happen to you and I. And he said with Pegasus 2, all they need is your phone number.
Yeah. But,
hey.
But Joe, can I ask you something?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Shut the fuck up, please.
Can't you just shut it off and not? I mean, there's so many people in this country just walk around and they just don't. All these things that we're talking about right now, they don't think about it. They just live their lives. Don't you think that that's a happier life or no?
Depends on whether or not your voice actually matters.
Yeah.
He's a journalist.
I just feel so stressed out right now.
You should.
Why?
Because that's the reality that we live in.
It's stressing me out.
That's the reality that we live in. We live in a very dangerous, complicated world.
Yeah.
Hell,
yeah.
But it's merely speculative.
Yeah.
Really. These people all have your best interest in mind.
Is that a cigar?
These are little baby cigars.
Anything you can do to change the subject.
You're okay with nicotine cigars?
Yeah, I'm not going to inhale it.
You want a real cigar, a big one?
No, the little ones.
You want like a real cigar? These are good.
I like them.
Yeah, why don't you have one of these?
Is Cuban?
Yeah. No, these are, they're from Nicaragua. These are JRE cigars.
Oh, fuck.
They're actually really good.
Yeah.
Here, I'll open it for you. This is what I think, man.
Okay.
I think evil's real. And I think evil exists in many forms, and it exists in callous disregard for loss of life for profit. That's evil, right? And that's a real thing.
That's 100% what you're doing.
You could say evil is the devil.
You do exist, Joe.
You could say evil is Satan, and evil is demons, and evil is,
Evil is rich assholes selling out their fellow human being to make an extra buck. That's you, Joe Rogan. Also, how is this the #1 podcast in the world? This show is so much worse than my show. It's just, it's aggravating.
Exorcisms and shit. There you go. Look at that, baby. But also, evil is profit over human life. They just there's no other option for them to work.
But there's a powerlessness that one feels like, what is little Bobby Lee going to do about any of this? So it's like a lot of times I'm just like, everything that you said, I'm with you, but I'm just saying that, like, it stresses me out.
It should.
Yeah, and I want to walk around a little bit more free, and
Hey, you deserve that.
Yeah.
You're a comedian, man. You provide laughter and you help people, and if it's fucking you up, knowing about all this shit that's happening in the world, that can get in the way of your job.
Yeah.
Look at bad, Joe. Look
The
at real
billions
bad.
of dollars was moved.
Yeah.
Once again, me and Joe are about the same age, y'all.
Well, it just stresses me out. You want to talk about the movie?
Yeah.
Can we talk about the movie I'm promoting?
Anything else except for what you're talking about, Joe, please.
What's your movie, Bobby?
Oh, I'm barely in it. And they're making me, but it's like...
But they're making you do promo and you're barely in it?
Well, I have 4 scenes.
What's it called?
It's called Drugstore June.
What's it about?
Anyway, really good to be here.
Great to have you. You can bail if you want.
You're gonna keep going?
Yeah, keep going.
Why?
Well, we can stop. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't?
No, we're talking.
2.5 hours is...
That's good enough.
That's huge.
That's plenty.
Yeah. But if I leave, you're going to keep going?
No.
All right. Let's just stop now.
Okay.
So the next time I have other things I want to talk about.
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
Well, thanks for having me on.
Beautiful podcast.
So great.
It was beautiful.
Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure, brother.
Watch the Drugstore June.
So now that we cracked our ice and we did this, we'll do them more often, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yes, 100%. And please, consider moving here, man. You're an awesome
Poor guy. Have you ever seen a guy end a Joe Rogan show that wasn't Joe Rogan? Just crazy. But that's how far gone Joe Rogan is. He can't shut the fuck up. He's so invested in all this bullshit. Brainworms. Meanwhile, speaking of Beyond Parody, you guys remember Jacob Wall? Let me do a refresher course. You guys remember how I have a search engine that allows me to search everything I've ever talked about on the show since the beginning of time? Cool. Well, let's review some Jacob Wall shit. Remember that time where he was pretending that he had found a guy who was having sadomasochistic sex with Elizabeth Warren? Remember that? Here's a highlight of it.
The sex between our client here and Senator Warren was so violent that he actually obtained scars on his back. So why don't you go ahead and show us the scars there? You can see 2 scars here. That was from the cat o' nine tails.
And Senator Warren engaged in lesbian sex with my friend from high school, using a lime green strap-on dildo, as I can remember. I'm sorry. Lime green strap-on dildo that she bought, still in a new box, never used. And the distinct rubbery smell of this device was...
Guys, remember that? So he's a dirty tricks operative for the Conservative Party. Does lots of stuff like this. Like he pretended at a press conference, or he pretended Fauci had COVID and was going to die. Did one claiming that one's about Joe Biden, one's about Kamala Harris. Just it's him and his lawyer, Jack Berkman, who do all these ridiculous press conferences to lie about people. They actually got in some trouble. They got a $5.1 million fine for doing fake robocalls, which is against the law and shit. Well, anyway, long story short, his lawyer, who was one of his cohorts in this, got disbarred this week. Finally, a little comeuppance. I don't know what the fuck this guy was expecting. I guess he thought the conservatives would just continue to fund everything they do. This is what it's like to be a conservative, though. When you're willing to lie, make shit up, turn your whole life into a spectacle, they donate and they donate and they donate, and you could become rich off of it. News from Jacob Wall enthusiast, lawyer, and wall pal Jack Berkman was at last suspended from the D.C. bar last month. Now that the bar is finally interested in their long-running antics, the last straw, Berkman guilty plea in a voter suppression robocall case with Wall. So good. Finally, a little accountability. Meanwhile, on Tim Pool, now this clip doesn't have Tim Pool in it, but this is the Tim Pool Show. This is the kind of thing the #1 conservative news, quote-unquote, podcast in the world is putting on, folks. This is what makes you tens of millions of dollars a year if you're a conservative.
People were going to make them work for us, and they did. And we went to the moon, allegedly, because of Warner Bros.
So with the Hadron Collider being occultists, is that because they're into sacred geometry?
They honestly think they can open a portal for demons.
And they've been saying, they've been saying...
I know, I realize how that sounds, but I mean,
really
this is the same guy who's been riffing off stuff that you guys have been pulling up over and over again. Like, they literally are trying to create something like a spiritual
It's like a
portal.
giant mystery college, right? The mystery schools where people talk about portals, bringing beasts in through portals. I've talked to women, this one woman in particular for the first Inverter World book that claims she saw a beast come through a portal at a mystery school, they called it. And the collider, the CERN in particular, is super dark.
I wonder if
maybe looking for the God particle. Maybe looking for the God particle.
Yeah,
as a Higgs boson.
In the presence of the collisions, people are experiencing visions, and they just don't want to tell anyone about it. But they're
I think they think that they're getting information from interdimensional beings while they're high on dimethyltryptamine, and I think that they think they're getting the secrets of the universe. The conspiracy.
Or they actually are getting.
That's what you do. A hit on adrenochrome, and then you do some DMT, and you go stand in front of the CERN.
You're so hopped up.
It's the good stuff. But honestly, this is the conspiracy. I mean, I actually learned this from Alex Jones, who's been right about just about everything.
Definitely.
And even if people listening don't believe in this stuff, it doesn't matter, because that's what these lunatics do believe in.
They do not believe it. You don't believe it. They don't believe it. Nobody believes it. You're just fucking lying, because that's what you guys do. You lie because it makes you money, and you get rewarded for it, and you're the worst among us. That's the end of that story. And then, folks, I love these doughy white guys that are so fucking tough. This guy got the roll rage. But suddenly, when a giant ogre steps out of the car, he's not quite as tough.
Who? You're the one driving like an idiot. Driving. She's got the fucking phone. I have the phone. I watched you on the phone. You to pick your finger up. Oh, fuck you, man. Fuck you, you bitch. Don't fucking take my fucking picture. Get the fuck away from my car, buddy. Okay? Before I fucking...
Oh, he's tough. Look how tough he is.
Away, buddy.
And then...
Oh, you want to fuck around?
You want to fuck around with Andre the Giant? He's like, at this point is when he realized he done fucked up. Much less aggressive all of a sudden. Hey, walking away. Yeah, I got the kids between them now. Suddenly the kids are the shield. Yeah, please don't murder my father. Who? Good Lord. Hilarious. Love to see it. Don't have road rage, folks. Just go about your day. You'll live longer. Last but not least, on Beyond Parody. Another one, folks. I don't know if this is the same person that made up the fake Dusty account on Facebook. I have no idea. For all I know, this is my brother. But this is the kind of thing that makes me feel like I've made it. When people make fake accounts pretending to be me, I guess parody accounts of me. Who literally cares about what I'm doing? It's just wild to me. But apparently somebody does. Somebody has this much time on their hands. And like I said, I have no idea if it's my brother or not, but this is the kind of thing that he would do. And I can't imagine why anybody would care about me enough to waste their time doing something like this. I can't imagine how pathetic you'd have to be to do something like this, but it's kind of almost like a compliment. Anyway, let's look at some Dusty parody account post. Taking the L before it was cool. Hell yeah. Wait a minute. When was taking the L cool? I don't know about that. Anyway, Zionists or Nazis who feel other than anyone. Agree with you there. What else you got for me? Fuck capitalism. Owns private property. Oh, own. This person is such a mental child that they don't think that there's private property in socialism. No idea what any of these political concepts mean. I'm not even a full-blown socialist. I'm more like a democratic socialist or a social democrat. But all those things still have private property. Just obviously the dumbest people on the fucking planet. I don't consider myself a genius or anything. Free speech is hate speech. Fuck your First Amendment. It's just bad faith argument, silliness. I guess it's supposed to be gotchas, but very poorly done from the exact type of mentality you think would create a parody account. Black people cannot be racist. Literally the opposite of everything I've ever said. Only white people can be racist. Definitely never said that. What else you got for me? Posting cat turd, of course. Anyway, appreciate you, whoever you are, you fucking nutbag. Definitely make me feel like I made it. I made it, hell yeah. Thank you for your service. And that is my Beyond Parody. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And folks, if you enjoy these mega blockbuster shows I'm doing, shut up, Dusty. Could you become a patron? I'm telling you guys, man, this show is very difficult to put together. That's why I was 5 minutes late tonight. You guys have no idea how difficult it is to put a show this large and this complicated together by yourself. Even organizing all the links takes hours to put it in a format that makes sense. So, if you appreciate all the free content I put out, most of the time, 3 shows a week, could you consider becoming a patron? My Patreon has dropped off a lot, folks. So I'm trying to build it back up again. I'm trying to continue to do this. So please consider supporting me and the cats. There's a link in the description of this video. You click on it, and then boom, become a member right there. First link. If you click on that link, I would very much appreciate it. You get access to all the exclusive content, including all of the after parties. I do one after every single show. So $5 a month, something like that. Could you please consider supporting the show? It would mean a lot to me. And you will feel good about it. You'll feel good in your bones because you're helping out. Thank you in advance, and I love you and appreciate you. And now let's read the Super Chats. Hell yeah, Super Chat it. And starting us off tonight on the Super Chats, Tim Newbury, $10. What up, Tim? Good to see you tonight. Appreciate you. R, what up, R? R Bananas is back. Hell yeah, some nut. Also had RB as their name, and I didn't want anyone to confuse me for them, so it's back to R Bananas. Wishing you and CC good feelings. Love all y'all. CC is very disgruntled, but she's doing way better, so thank you, and thank you everybody for donating. It really means a lot, helping me pay off that bill. Tim Newbury, $1.09. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate you. BBC, hell yeah, hero of the show, BBC. YouTube lies. It said your show was starting at 9:30. What? It says 8 o'clock right here, 8 p.m. Central. Why does it keep lying to you about the showtime? Maybe it said the after party was at 9:30 because the after party is at 10:30 my time. Maybe it's the after party it's telling you about. Anyway, does anyone have about $83 million that Trump could borrow? He's going to need a lot more than that because he's never going to shut up about it. Could not have happened to a nicer guy. Take my money and give it to the kiddies. P.S. Kitty treats are in route. Hell yeah, I got a teeny bit of BBC treats left for tonight's kitty party. So thank you, BBC. Hero, and I love you. And speaking of fucking heroes, Dave, my New Zealand buddy Dave, gave me 200 New Zealand bucks. Turns out, giving up hard liquor and just hitting a few busies saves you a bloody fortune. Sharing my newfound wealth with our favorite court leader and his kitties. Love you, Dusty. Hug Cece from me. Well, I can't hug her right now because she is very, very disgruntled, but I will give her squirches once I'm able to. And thank you, Dave. You are a hero amongst men and loved by all. God bless us, everyone. And Tim Newbury, da-da-da. What up, Tim? Appreciate you. Zamir Patois, £5. Morning, Dusty. Morning, Zamir. Your show has just started, but I must go to bed and get ready for work in a few hours. As always, I watch your show at work. Logic, hell yeah. Well, have a good day at work tomorrow, buddy, and thanks for supporting the show. Justin Joseph, $5. Biden needs to stop being a pussy with Texas like he is with Israel and seize control of the Texas National Guard, which he has the authority to do. He's not going to do it. Spineless bitch, Joe Biden. Horrible, horrible sack of shit. Hi, Dusty. Hope all is well, says Ghost of Silence. Hello, Ghost of Silence. How you doing? Christian, what up, Christian? Gave 10, got them 10 Cult of Dusty memberships. All of you motherfuckers give both Chris and Jason Ashby, who get to 5, your love and show up at tonight's after party. And BBC, look at that. All kinds of free memberships. Socialism, gotta love it. Much love to you guys. So generous. Anthony Cannon, $5, waiting for Trump's cholesterol to do its freaking job. Hurry up. I heard he lost some weight. He must be on that, what is that drug that they have? Olympiac or whatever the fuck they call it. RBN, hell yeah, more socialism for R. You rock, R. Grumpy Queer. Thanks for making work go by. I do what I do. Thank you, Grumpy Queer. BBC, another $50 from the world's greatest hero. I hope E. Jean Carroll takes him for everything he has. Then she should hire him to clean the gold toilets in the building that he used to own. I hope he keeps running his mouth until he has an orange jumpsuit to match his spray tan. Me too, but he'll probably be president and win. Hopefully not, though. Not be a tumor. Hopefully things will work out and the child murderer will win instead. Thank you, BBC. Love you. Red Rick's $20. The good news is he has to pull the 83 mil into escrow before he can file an appeal. So TikTok. I mean, he has unlimited money from his cult, really. So he'll find it, no doubt. He's never going to run out of money. He has an infinite money trick. It's called being a cult leader. Try an isolation tank for full body. Oh, I wish I had the money to buy one of those, but I don't. So I like to stick with the headphones. Roger Trussell, thanks for the vids. Take care of your kitties. I will, and thank you for helping me take care of the kitties, Roger. $20 from Swag on Cat. Very generous. Sure, Shapiro and Meatball Ron impressions sound an awful lot like. They sounded an awful lot like to me. The Pharaohs were confused, but still wind their regards. Hey, scritch the Pharaohs, and thank you, Swagger and Cat. Another 10. 10 for BBC. Hell yeah, hero. Love to BBC. Bojangles. Welcome to PTL heroes. Hell yeah, that's the way to do it. That's the top tier of the Dust Buddies. Spam the chat with impunity, Mr. Bojangles. MJ, $6. Thank you, MJ. Appreciate you. Isaiah Lataya, $2. Are you an Avril Lavigne fan? Love you. I mean, I thought she was hot back in the day, but it's 2024, so I only listen to music that sounds like it's from 10 minutes in the future, like I said. So, Spark 480V, welcome to Dust Buddies. Hell yeah. Appreciate you. And appreciate all you guys for supporting the show tonight. And still plenty of time to get your super chats in. Not even halfway done yet, folks. So immortalize yourself forever and ever on the world's greatest show. Going to read all the rest of them at the end of the show. But first, before we get there, it's time for a little woke panic. And tonight's woke panic, especially depressing, as usual. Shut the fuck up. Wrong button, Dustin. Wrong button. Yeah, one job, Dustin. First up, woke panic. Charlie Kirk doing their racism. I've been telling you guys, they decided that their new tactic is just to lean 100% into the racism, folks. Conservative Party's always been about racism, but for a while they were trying to hide it a little bit. Nah, not hiding it anymore. Back to the 80s grift. Black people are employed because of diversity hires. They're just tokens, and every time you see a black person, you should worry that they weren't actually qualified for their job. He's not racist for saying this, folks, believe me.
And that's why I think this United story and the DEI story hits so hard, because we've all been in the back of a plane when the turbulence hits, or when you're flying through a storm and you're like, I'm so glad I saw the guy with the right stuff and the square jaw get into the cockpit before we took off. And I feel better now thinking about that.
No, I mean, like, you want to go thought crime? Like, I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
Well, that's the you wouldn't have done that. You wouldn't have. You wouldn't have done that before.
That's not an immediate.
No, you wouldn't have done that before.
That's not who I am. That's not what I believe.
It is the reality the left has created.
It's the left's fault. I'm racist because the left, folks. It's not my fault. No responsibility whatsoever. So here's the thing. You're much more likely to get a job because of racism. That's the reason diversity, equity, inclusion exists to begin with, because black people weren't given their fair shakes. Because of institutionalized racism, because we are inherently racist, we are more likely to choose those that we consider to be our own over people that we've othered. Black people weren't able to get their fair share of jobs, no matter how.
No, I mean, like, you want to go thought crime? Like, I'm sorry.
Cat, just turn the thing back on. No matter how qualified they are, they weren't getting the fair shake, so we had to implement things to give them a hand up to make sure, despite racism, they actually have equal opportunities. That was the whole point of it. So even today, but especially in the past, all the white people that got their jobs, they didn't get their jobs because they were the most qualified. They got their jobs because they were white, because the people doing the hiring saw whiteness as more desirable as the other races, and they gave them those jobs, right? You never looked at a white pilot and you thought, hey, I wonder if he got that job because of racism. Not because of his qualifications, because we live in a white supremacist, racist society. You never thought that. You know why? Because you're racist. Because you're a part of this society and you like it that way. But when you see a black man as a pilot, I hope he's qualified. Yeah, you're racist, melonhead. Obviously. But of course, folks, he immediately took to the X-Twitter to defend himself. Watermelon Head, really encouraged by the amount of support and backup I've received over the DI pilot segment. Yeah, you got a lot of support for your racist takes there, Charlie Kirk, from the fan base you've built up? Get out. I just simply can't believe it. You have a bunch of racist followers and fans? Who could have seen that coming? What I said is 100% true. Yes, I know you're racist. That is 100% true. DEI fosters unhealthy suspicions and promotes skin color over excellence. We won't stop telling the truth regardless of how racist we are. And of course, Tim Pool making those millions of dollars immediately. That's what they do. They circle the wagons against each other. Racist grifters who literally make money off other white supremacists by pretending they're not white supremacists and defending each other.
I'm going to break all that down for you, but the core of the story right now is the smears and the lies the left is pushing about Charlie Kirk by pulling a clip out of context.
What was the context?
And this is the game they play.
It's the game
now,
they play.
I know politics is a dirty game. I get it. And they're going to play these games. The reason I do this segment is one, Charlie Kirk's a good dude, and he's not a racist.
Yeah, he's not a racist. I mean, yeah, it sounds like he's being racist, and he is being racist if you think about it any way whatsoever. But he's not racist, folks. Trust me. Trust me. Because, I'm also not racist, but yes, you're both fucking racist. You're both incredibly fucking racist. God damn it. This is what you make a living off of. Literally, you get rewarded for being racist. And of course, the tokens out there getting spent. Here's Candace Owens assuring us he can't possibly be racist because she feels the same way, and she's black. She's also sexist, y'all. So if she's sexist, that means Charlie Kirk can't be racist.
But unfortunately, that is the reality of what happens when it comes to DEI. And what he is remarking on is true. I would be terrified if I got onto a plane and I saw a woman flying the plane. And I know that we have the United CEO saying that he just wants to fulfill a quota. He just wants there to be more women and wants there to be more black people. And he's not concerned at first with qualifications. That is something that should alarm all of us, guys.
Yeah, they're all qualified. They're not hiring unqualified people. They just want to make sure people have more opportunities. You have no problem that a lot of these guys from the past, they got their jobs because they were men. Because other men who are doing the hiring see men as more responsible, as more able, even though they may not be. Never had a problem with that whatsoever. But if it's a woman, it's a black person, oh my, gotta clutch the pearls. But this is how the game's played, folks. This is what they make money off of. This is how they get votes, not even trying to hide it. And another example of this, Floyd Brown, who is serving as campaign chairman of Kari Lake, want us to know, you know who's really responsible for all this racism? Obama.
I've been grieved since Barack Obama became president. We've actually gone backwards in race relations, and he's created so much division. And these DEI programs just really they're negative for everybody, including Black Americans, because Ben Carson was one of the great all-time surgeons, and yet now because of DEI. When you see a Black surgeon, you get a question in your mind. And what you want is you want the blacks that are on top, that do succeed, to be there on their merit, because they absolutely have as much merit as anybody else.
They are, right? The blacks! You want the blacks to have merit. Just automatically assume that they don't, because we have a racist society that doesn't give them equal opportunities. Nice! Nice, conservatives. And yeah, folks, odds-on favorite to roll us again in 2024, because we are the bad guys. And that is my woke panic tonight. What you guys think about that? Obama, yep, it's Obama's fault. The diversity hire Obama that we all voted in just because he was black, not because he was qualified in any way whatsoever. At least he wasn't a woman, am I right? Yeah, always comes back to Obama. Fucking Obama. It sure seems like a lot of words to say I can't be racist, I have a black friend. Yep. Just racism with extra steps. I've been working in hospitals my entire life. I've seen many black surgeons and residents. Doesn't even get my attention. Yeah, who gives a shit what color people are? Don't even fucking notice. All right, move right along, folks. What time is it? Hell, 9:40. 9:40. We still got a religious bullshit, a trash world, a what the fuck, a Palestine section, a hero section, a palate cleanser, a lot of show coming at you, folks. Hit the like button if you haven't already hit it. But for now, it's some religious bullshit. Religious bullshit. Religious bullshit. Bullshit. It's time for religious bullshit. It is time for religious bullshit. Boom! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! And first off, on tonight's religious bullshit. Wrong window. Boom! Atheist no more. Singer Olivia Lane talks about her dramatic conversion. Y'all, she is not a con artist, y'all. She used to be an atheist. And then something happened to her to convince her that God was real. Let's see if it can convince us. A Christian radio host and CCM artist is opening up about her spiritual journey, saying she was an atheist until 6 years ago. When she set out to disprove God, but ended up having a dramatic conversion to faith. Definitely, this is true. Olivia Lane is the morning host on The Message, a Christian station, and Sirius XM Channel 63. You mean it's your entire job? You make your entire living off being a Christian? Well, then I'm sure you're telling the truth about all this. And also a CCM singer who is known for songs such as Woman at the Well and I Believe It Now, a collaboration with Sidewalk Prophets. Years ago, though, she was a singer in Nashville who was searching for fame and didn't believe God existed. Wait a minute. So you're saying she was searching for fame, she wasn't making any money, she had to find a niche, and then suddenly she became a Christian and became famous and wealthy? I'm sure the things are in no way connected. I've been in Nashville for about 10 years and mostly doing country music, Lane told Christian Headlines. And in 2017, I started losing my voice because I was on the road. I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't a believer and just had all these big questions start coming up like, what's my purpose in life? You are meant to become a shameless grifter and pretend to be Christian in order to make money. And so I decided to go to therapy. First mistake. Regular therapy to heal my mind and the vocal therapy to heal my voice. Of course, she was a giant atheist who didn't believe in God. So she went to an ultra-Christian therapist. Because that tracks, right? Lane didn't realize it at the time, but both women, her therapist and vocal coach, were Christians. Yeah, definitely didn't realize it. So they started really loving on me, gross, during my healing journey. About a year into therapy, my therapist basically said to me, if you want more healing, you need to figure out a spiritual life. All right, no qualified therapist would ever fucking say that. And of course, as an atheist, I did not want to do that, but I eventually swallowed my pride. I bet that ain't the only thing you swallowed. Part of me was like, I'm going to set out to maybe disprove this for myself. But I also was open. I was like, okay, if it's real, let's figure it out. So she went out and she read what all the scientists have to say, what all the great philosophical... No, I'm just kidding. She didn't do any of that. She prayed to Jeebus. The next 4 months, Lane woke up every morning and prayed, God, if you're real, you will reveal yourself to me. I was kind of praying before I even knew what the word praying meant. Yeah, no one's ever known what praying was, right? I mean, she lives in America, in Nashville, one of the most conservative parts of the country, but she had no idea what praying was, y'all. This is in good faith, definitely. God answered her prayer on April 29, 2018. She said, I was sitting in my living room reading this book called Walking with God by John Elridge. Yeah, just like you do when you're an atheist and you're trying to disprove God. You go out and you read all Christians. And then all of a sudden, I felt like all my feelings were being felt at once. And I sensed a presence in the room. And I looked up and I saw Jeebus with his arms outstretched as a shadow silhouette against my window. And in that moment, I knew. So you saw a shadow and then you just all of a sudden disregarded all your beliefs and started believing things that you don't believe in. Like, literally, I cannot believe in something I don't believe in. Jesus, if you exist, please appear to me right now. I really do want to believe in you. I'm being heartfelt. I don't want to burn in hell for eternity. I don't want to suffer. I don't want to be tortured for even 5 minutes, much less eternity. So if you exist, please reveal yourself, because I cannot believe in something I don't. So the only way I can be saved is if you reveal yourself to me. So please do so. And also my entire audience will see you and we'll all believe in you at once. If you exist, please, 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 I beg of you, reveal yourself. All right, go fuck yourself, Jesus. Apparently didn't work. Maybe it's like Bloody Mary. I got to do it in front of a mirror. Jeebus. Anyway, long story short, she's a con woman who learned she can make a lot of money by lying and pretending to be a Jesus freak, which she is doing right now. Always the worst among us. And speaking of the worst among us, another studly alpha male. So this is why Texas is so fucked up, folks. Josh Feuerstein running for Congress in Texas. And this is all you have to do to get votes, folks. They're so desperate to appear manly. Dude never done a sit-up in his life. Dude has no self-control. Can't put down the donuts literally to save his life. Walking heart attack, Josh Feuerstein. Going to drop dead any second now. Doesn't matter that he never exercises. Doesn't matter that he doesn't have any physical control over himself. He doesn't have any mental strength whatsoever. All you have to do is hold a big gun. And they're like, oh my God, so manly, we got to vote for this guy. This is how dumb as fuck conservatives are. Josh says, as an impending showdown with the federal government seems inevitable, allow me to be the first to offer Governor Greg Abbott my services. Oh my God, we're in trouble, y'all. Physical specimen alpha male Josh Feuerstein is coming for us. All we got to do is like back away from you slowly, doughboy. You can't even lift that gun. You probably had to have fucking help. Myself, along with several former special forces operators, are happy to lead an armed civilian militia to the border. Oh, domestic terrorism, you say? As Texans, we must defend ourselves from enemies, both foreign and domestic. I sincerely pray that the conflict can be avoided, but not at the price of tyranny. Should you need us, government, we are here. Just good God. The most pathetic humans on the fucking planet. Look at this. How are you not embarrassed to be conservatives? This is what represents you. And yes, if you're wondering if he's a domestic terrorist.
Now, of course, everyone's going to freak out. I may have people unendorse me after this, but this is great. I'm going to say this. CPS, you come to my home, you will be met with the Second Amendment.
Yay! If I abuse my children and you guys try to do something about it, I'm going to murder you too! Jeebus! Yay! The best among us, folks. Texas, just succeed already. And then, folks, on Fox News, what's old and it's new again? They played this old-timey end times prophecy commercial. This kind of thing I hadn't seen in a while, folks. This used to be the big rage back in the 80s, but kind of fell out of favor a little bit in recent times, but it's back again. Here's the old-timey grift once again.
Terrorist attacks against Israel, escalating threats of a third World War, natural disasters, and civil unrest are causing people to wonder, are we living in the end times?
We are not.
In his new book, Are We Living in the End Times? Trusted pastor and best-selling author Dr. Robert Jeffress provides solid biblical answers to 7 key questions, including what role does Israel play in
none.
The end times?
What news events signal the end times? None.
5 headlines will signal we are in the end times. And
how do I prepare for the end times? You don't, because it's never going to happen.
How can you prepare for the end times? Are We Living in the End Times by Dr. Robert Jeffress is available right now at ptv.org and wherever fine books are sold.
Jesus said, no one knows the hour or day of his return, which is why we should be ready at all times.
Or maybe he didn't say that because he didn't exist to begin with, or maybe he's just a con artist who would say fucking anything and it's been 2,000 years and he's not coming back and you should fucking get over it already. Or you could keep grifting, I guess.
Jesus is coming back to earth one day.
Where you
Are
at?
you ready?
Yeah.
Get your copy.
Hell yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready like a motherfucker. Shit or get out the pot, Jesus. Where you at, motherfucker? Come get your Christians. And last but not least, folks, save the best for last. I'm just going to play the video.
I remember being addicted to pornography till I was 22, 23 years old, and I did something really weird to get rid of it. I invited Jesus into every moment I was tempted, and even when I sinned.
I do the same exact thing. That's really the only way I can get off. If Jesus ain't watching me fap to grandma's getting pounded, I can't come. I guess unless I have these earphones in my sleep. Thank you, Jesus.
I just started saying his name. 2 months later, it was gone.
Jesus.
Invite him in to the places you think are too dark for the light of the world.
Oh, I do.
That's how you change behavior. You don't change behavior because there's something worse. You change behavior because there's something better.
So, new king just dropped, everybody. Invite Jesus to watch you masturbate. Hell yeah. Love it. God damn it. You're so weird, Christians. But thank you for your service. And that is my religious bullshit. You guys ready to masturbate for Jesus? I know he's got those hand holes. He can just fuck his own hands. It's sexy as shit. You can double up on it if you need more resistance. Fantastic. Time to go party. Real man, bottom Trump, you know it. Nothing more alpha than being a beta. Jesus had endured this guy for 22 years. You know that guy's still whacking it like he never has before. He just now pretended he don't to make money because they'll say anything for a fucking buck. He just got cock blocking himself. I know, right? Life has a way of cock blocking you itself. You don't need any help. And all right, we run along, folks. Still plenty of show. Let's do some Trash World. The Trash World! Trash World! Dumpster fire! Hellish! Trash World! Trash World! Sucks! All the time! Trash World! Yeah! Shut up! Not trying to watch! Wrong button! Fuck this Trash World. Even the Trash World, I can't even hit the button right. This is how worthless of a goddamn planet we live in. So, Chaya Ratchet, who runs the account Libs of TikTok, literally a domestic terrorist who makes her living lying, doxing, outing transgender people, gay people to her audience, who then sends bomb threats. She literally encourages bomb threats, domestic terrorism against trans people, gay people, anybody she doesn't like. Gets paid by Elon Musk to threaten terrorism on people. Her work has gotten hundreds of bomb threats called in to libraries across the country. Domestic terrorist who gets paid to have people bomb threat libraries just got a job working for the Department of Education's Library Media Advisory Committee in Oklahoma. That's right. Oklahoma's culture war obsessed superintendent has appointed professional harasser Chaya Ratchik of the account of Libs of TikTok to the State's Department of Education Library Media Advisory Committee. In this fucking planet, domestic terrorist responsible for terrorizing libraries, in charge of libraries now. Christians, the worst among us, want to see us all suffer. Even libraries are the enemy now. Teachers are the enemy. Everything we once thought was good in this country, now they do everything they can to destroy. Everything they claim to hate, they do everything they can to uplift. And apparently they're winning. Apparently. Hopefully not. Hopefully I'm wrong about that. Meanwhile, you gotta see this one. Lies. That's all fucking cops do, folks. A cop's word should be inadmissible in court by default, unless there are some other evidence that back up what they say. They have lied too much. They cannot be trusted. Case in point, country music singer Chris Young got arrested for assaulting a cop at a bar. Unfortunately, they released the video footage from the bar that showed he in no way assaulted the cop. New security footage shows Chris Young was aggressively shoved by an officer in the Nashville bar altercation, which saw him get arrested, apparently contradicting the cop's version of events. The country star is jabbed so violently by the special agent that he tumbles backwards over a bar stool at the Doghouse Saloon in the video, which is shown from 3 angles. Young, 38, was taken into custody and charged with disorderly conduct, assaulting an officer, and resisting arrest after allegedly striking an officer on Monday evening. Law enforcement said 4 agents from the Alcohol Beverage Commission were checking another bar, Tin Roof, when they first encountered the singer, who then followed them to the doghouse before assaulting one of them. Let's see what the cops did have before I show you the video. Scroll down. Where's the cops' take on it? Scroll down. After checking his identification, Young, who was known for a series of #1 hits and winning the reality show Nashville Star, allegedly followed the agents and asked them to questions before recording them with his camera. When the officer went to the next bar, Doghouse, to continue their identification checks, Young followed them. The Star then attempted to prevent the agents from leaving by sticking out his hand and allegedly striking one of the officers, according to the affidavit. While walking out the door, Mr. Young put his hands out to stop me from leaving the bar and struck me on the shoulder, the affidavit said. I then pushed Mr. Young to create distance since I had no idea of who Mr. Young was or what he had. So let's see what actually happened. Did this guy assault the cops? Was he resisting arrest? Let's find out. So there he is. Cop walks by and he puts his arm out and he's like, hey, where you guys going? And then boom, shoved him over, knocked him over. And then he's like backing up, hands up. I didn't do anything to you guys. Here's a zoom in. He's like, hey, where you guys going? Boom, shut him up. Yeah. Definitely, did he assault that cop? He was there like, hey, where you guys going? You guys want to have a beer? He was literally not being an asshole. But they're the God man. I dare you stand in front of a God man. I dare you. Gotta arrest you and lie about what happened now. So this cop gonna get a raise, gonna get promoted. Because that's what happened when you abuse us lowlies. You get rewarded for it in this trash world. And then, speaking of a trash world, you guys hear this one. Apparently over there in the UK, these people from China were walking through the mall, and this guy does live streams where he just plays the piano. And these Chinese people walk up, they're like, hey, you can't film us. It's illegal. And he's like, yeah, this is the UK. It's not China. I can film you here. So they call the cops on him. And even the cops giving him the business for no fucking reason. It's pretty angering. Let's see, where is the... Oh, here's where he's talking about the cop.
Come and talk to me. I'll talk to to you. I taught you, Kerry. I taught you, Kerry, at the piano, man.
Yeah, but you need to record.
I taught you here.
This is not to go on your channel, my love.
Well,
this is me talking to you.
Yeah, who gives a fuck? You're in public. They can record you, bitch. If you don't get recorded, then walk off. Don't talk to him. We have free rights, even in the UK.
Kerry, we're in a public space.
Listen, let me just have a conversation without with this doing in my face. Please.
Kerry, if you're recording me...
Listen. Listen.
You listen.
This is going on your YouTube channel.
Right?
But I need to speak to you without this being on your YouTube.
No, you don't.
What about what? It's in a public space.
Listen, can I just have a conversation
No.
with you, please? Without your friend video.
No, because the camera never lies.
Listen, I've
You
got my
listen.
camera on
Okay,
and
so
we're
I've
just
got my
having a
camera.
conversation.
Let's have a conversation then.
This is going on your YouTube channel and I don't want it to go on your YouTube
Well, don't
channel.
Tough titties.
Kerry.
Listen.
Walk off then. You listen.
She's at Kerry. We're in Britain.
Right.
We're in a public space.
Uh-huh.
We've got a free country.
The first of the matter is
I love this guy too because we watch this video. He's so unbelievably calm. He's not rattled. He's just sticking to his guns, being nice to everybody. Exactly how you should handle the situation.
No, I said you're waving a communist flag. That's all I said.
And the hands were meant to be going towards her. Were you trying to touch her in that
I was
regard?
not trying to touch it. That's why.
Touch anybody.
Right, okay.
That's why I have a camera.
They've requested that the video where they've approached gets deleted and not used on your channel.
No, they don't
because
have
there's
that
money
right.
being made and they work for a company, then their faces can't be shown on
Well, they
TV on
should be.
somebody's
If
channel.
that's, you're not their private security agent.
I'm not their private security agent.
And
You try to be.
We're in a free country. We're in a free space. We're not causing you trouble. The problem is not from us, Kerry. The problem is they are coming over, telling us what to do. I'm playing the piano. Now, fair is fair, but you are not their private security guards.
I never said I was, and I'm having a conversation with you.
And we're in a free space, in a free country. I'm not causing any trouble.
Nope.
There's an allegation being made, and that's why I'm
What's the
talking to you.
allegation? Now, you told me to stop filming, and now you say there's an allegation. The camera never lies.
The allegation.
That's why I filmed. You told me to turn off my camera, and now you're saying I've got an allegation. What's the allegation?
The reason why I'm asking you not to film it is because I know that you are putting this on your YouTube.
Doesn't matter where it goes. We're in a free country.
Right.
Sorry. We're in a democracy. We're not in China. And that's not racist, that's the truth. That's what our forefathers fought for.
Exactly, but you can't say things like that.
You can say it.
can't just say things
Say what?
like that.
That we're in a free country.
No, that we're not in China.
Well, we're not China. Well, they came. Listen, Kerry, if I was over in China and I started laying the law down to Chinese people at the piano, telling them what they cannot do you think that's appropriate? They came over here, the guy started shouting at me, and he said, "You're not allowed to film, you're not allowed." And I said, "Sorry, we're in Britain, I'm allowed to play." And I said, "You're waving a communist flag." And then he said, "You're racist." So if I've done anything wrong, tell me.
That's exactly what happened.
Right, okay.
We're in a free. This is a free speech issue. I'm sorry. This is a free speech issue.
Yep.
We are. I'm not causing any trouble.
Nope,
they
he's
are
not.
the ones making a fuss.
Yep.
And they shouldn't get the police as their private security. I think that's a
Nobody
disgrace.
said that.
You are though.
You said that.
You telling me he ain't allowed
Kerry.
to say what the fuck he wants to say in a free country. You are being their private security. Move along, bitch. Even in other countries, cops the fucking worst. ACAB. And folks, meanwhile, in America, rape-related pregnancies in the 14 U.S. states with total abortion bans, more than 64,500 pregnancies have resulted from rape in the 14 states that ban abortion since Roe versus Wade was overturned. 64,500 pregnancies just in the last couple years from rape in these states, folks. I told you it was going to happen. Some men see it as an evolutionary strategy to get their genes to carry on to the next generation. You used to have to get married. You had to raise children yourself. You had to make a living to fund the lives of these children in order to get your genetics to move on to the next generation. Now you can pick any woman, the most beautiful woman in the world, anybody you want your genes to mix with, and just rape them. And they're forced to have your babies. And you don't think there's a lot of men out there who will take that chance? For one, you get away with rape all the time, but a lot of them will be willing to go to prison to get to choose any woman they want to mix their genes with and carry their offspring on to the next generation. Nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare country. It slid so fast because of goddamn Christians, because of conservatives. We are not the good guys. Meanwhile, horrible. No, Jesse Jane dead. Famous porn star Jessie J, one of my favorites. Super pro, apparently. Don't do drugs, kids. That's what I tell you. Never do any drug you have to inject. Her and her fiance found dead together. I'm guessing it's, what did they call that fucking drug? Oh, I don't do it. I'm guessing they were trying to do heroin. And, fentanyl. That's what I'm trying to think of. I'm guessing they got a hold of fentanyl instead or something, thinking they were doing heroin, and they both died. So don't do fucking fentanyl, folks. Don't do anything that might accidentally have fentanyl in it. Be very fucking careful. You will die. If you inject drugs, you are 100% going to die. Just accept it. Accept that you love those drugs more than life. They can't be that good. They must be good, but they can't be that good. They can't be better than fucking life, folks. Don't do it. Meanwhile, let's read this headline. Award-winning lesbian realtor, 50, is jailed for tricking 90-year-old man with dementia into thinking they were in a relationship so she could scam him out of $638,000 to buy an RV and pay her gambling debts. Good fucking God, look at this cunt. So she already had a fake charity set up to begin with that was supposed to help underprivileged women but was going to pay her bills. This guy sent her a check, basically, to donate. So she went to the old folks' home and then tricked him into believing they were in a relationship, even though she is a open lesbian, a very public open lesbian. Stole all his fucking money. This planet is so trash, even charities you can't trust, folks. This is why I don't give money to charities. I run my own charity. I rescue my own shit. Because then I know where the money's going. I know exactly who's getting it. You can't fucking trust anybody. Most charities these days are fucking scam, run by scumbags just trying to get over on you. Be very, very careful who you give money to. So much of it go to the worst among us. Meanwhile, on this trash planet, at your local McDonald's, two women who need to lay off the McDonald's. I don't know what they're fighting over. Road rage amongst the heifers. And this one, really bad. This one's got this about the hand. She's in so bad shape she can't get away from just a simple handhold. This one just smacking the shit out of her. Mistakes are made. Folks, I mean, it's okay to be like, you don't have to be ripped or anything, but like, you need to like watch your health. Like, take care of yourself at least somewhat out there. Definitely doesn't do you any favors to be so overweight, so out of shape that you just can't even move. People get mad at me for saying that, but it's fucking true. I mean, can't even stand up. Look. Be surprised they're drunk. Just what a trash world.
I don't care.
I know, clearly you don't care. You gave up a long time ago. We can all clearly see that. Still can't get up on the ground. Still on the ground. Been 30 seconds. Stand up, woman. Good God. People. No, people, never. It's not worth it. Meanwhile, I know everybody's going to be shocked that Vince McMahon turned out to be an incredibly horrible person. Vince McMahon accused of assaulting ex-employee with sex toys, defecating on her head during a threesome. Bombshell suit claims. I knew he was a shithead. I stole that joke from Reddit. So, yeah, apparently he was sex trafficking her and other people he wanted to sign. Gonna be a multi-million dollar lawsuit. He's already had to pay multi-million dollar lawsuits. I can't imagine being so horny you gotta pay millions of dollars just to get laid. Seems like you could just pay a prostitute or something and get your jollies off. It'd be a lot fucking cheaper, Vince McMahon. But yeah, no shocker here. Vince McMahon, an awful fucking human being. But he's going to get away with it, folks. He's also looking bad. Look how terrible he's looking. Good God. Looks like death warmed over Vince McMahon. Looks like he's dying. But they just sold the WWE for like, I don't know, $1 billion or some shit. And the new people that own WWE just signed a contract with Netflix for $500 million per year. $500 million per year. So Vince McMahon will have to play a few $1 million, but he's already got so much money. It's a slap on the wrist. When you're rich, they let you do it. You get away with it. Our society has a different set of rules, so won't be held accountable anyway. And WWE is still going to make so much fucking money, more money than they ever made before. So it's a trash world. And that is my trash world. What do you think about that? You guys still watch WWE? He is about 80. Yeah, not looking great. That's a lifetime of roids for you. Definitely not good for you. Do not shoot roids into your ball sack. He likes streaming feces. There's a show called Behind the Bastards. It has about like 10 episodes of Vince McMahon. And I've listened to them all on like long road trips. And holy God, he's just a complete fucking nightmare of a human. Just the exact type of person you would expect this world to reward with billions of dollars. You kind of almost have to be a ghoul who feeds off people to make that kind of money. And he has repeatedly spent his entire life abusing people. Money doesn't corrupt, not at all. Nope, never. The love of money corrupts. I think they go hand in hand. You gotta already have to have that corruption in you to want to make that much money. When the money corrupts you more and more, makes you more of a demon. He paid her $1 million in hush money. I guess not enough. Needed $5 or $6 million to hush that girl up. Vince is trying everything to hide his age, which makes him look older and even older. I know, right? Dye your hair. Don't do that. It makes you look worse. Just own it. Own that shit. Best you can do. Try to grow gracefully. I mean, the thing is, we're men. And so, like, we already have a double standard where older men are considered distinguished and, like, handsome as they get older. So why not just own it and lean into it? It's better than trying to hide it and it looks like you're self-conscious and pathetic. And I've never dyed my hair, so I can say that with a straight conscience. Shitting on people is just disgusting. I've never had that kink. I've watched every type of porn, but I have never been into that stuff. Yuck. Call me fecal phobic if you want to, but I am. You can always boycott wrestling. I've been boycotting it since the Attitude Era. I ain't watched that shit in 20 years. Looks way older than 78, I know, right? Looks like a crypt keeper. T-Rock was in the WF. Yeah, birds of a feather. Shit on people together. And all right, folks, we're in overtime. Who loves overtime? You love overtime, and you love overtime. Cats love overtime. My cough loves overtime. So reward me on the super chats for overtime. We still got plenty of goddamn show, though. Right now, a very quick. What the fuck? What the fuck? WTF question mark, WTF exclamation point. And first off, oh no, what the fuck? Did you guys see what was happening in the Marshall Islands? I'm just thinking, you guys might want to get out of there.
Door closed, keep the door closed. Whoa!
Keep the door, oh yeah, that seems bad. Yeah.
Whoa!
You want to get pulled out into the ocean?
Where's Viv? Where's Viv?
That's how you get pulled out into the ocean.
All right, you good? You good?
No, we're not good. We're about to die.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
Jake, are you okay?
Like, move to higher ground. Yeah, it's still coming. Yeah, you didn't run it. No shit. Oh, now it's in the dark? Well, things are getting even worse. Like my butt wasn't already puckered enough. Now we're going to drown in the darkness. Bad to worse. Didn't you guys see this one? This old man going to jail. I'll take bad life decisions for $1,000.
Hey, I'm calling him, nigga. I'm fucking calling him, nigga. What did I do to you? Nigga. I didn't do shit to you, nigga.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, I'ma get your fucking ass, nigga. Come on. Hey, this nigga, you see what this nigga did to me? See what this nigga did to me?
You just got paid. You gonna make a fucking bank off that dude. Scars like that, they play great in court. That guy going to jail. He gonna owe a large lawsuit.
Fuck that nigga, guys. Fuck that nigga.
Yeah.
You see this shit?
Yeah, I don't like you said the N-word all that much, but you definitely gonna get paid for show. Take that money. And last but not least, the what the fuck? Apparently, murder is legal in California now. I didn't know this. Apparently, this woman stabbed her date 100 times. 100 times she stabbed this guy to death. Got off because she claimed he made her smoke weed. She claims that she couldn't control her actions because of weed. And the judge believed her. And she got off with 100 hours of community service. What the fuck is happening? This judge never smoked weed before? Weed does not make you kill nobody. Weed don't make you do shit except for like eat too much and watch movies, take a fucking nap. What is going on? Just craziness, California. Get your shit together, California. That's my what the fuck. What you guys think about that? Weed induced my ass, I know, right? Just absolutely fucking ridiculous. Weed induced frenzy. Words that don't go together. Shut the front door. I already have. Reefer Madness, I know. 2024. Everything coming back around again. It takes 1,000 ways to win a love. No thanks. I'm good. I'm all good on that, please. We got some good weed. I know I've smoked some good weed before. I ain't never smoked weed that good. I ain't never smoked no stab you 100 times weed. I don't think I want that weed. Too good. Too good for me. The new Twinkie defense. I know, right? Don't inject marijuana. Just one marijuana. One marijuana injection ruin your whole fucking life. And all right. Move right along, folks. Time to get pretty depressed. Sorry for this, but we got to cover it. And some of you have been requesting more coverage of the Palestinian conflict. So we have a more extended Free Palestine section tonight. Free Palestine, y'all. And first off, a very hard-hitting video to put it all into perspective from the serfs. Here's a graph. Children killed in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict from 2000 until today. Here's about evil Joe Biden is. Joe Biden sent bigger bombs after the first 8,000 kids died. The ones they're not bombing, they're starving, folks. This man desperately tried to call attention. I'm sleeping on an empty stomach. I'm telling you, the serious thing I asked myself. I'm sleeping on an empty stomach. I just had tomato for breakfast.
حبة بندورة وفطرتها لأنه أنا بتحمل
I can manage, but the little children can't handle it. We need to provide them with food and water so they can drink, and we demand that the whole world stand with us to stop this war. We want to return to our homes. We are tired. Each family sleeps together in a tent. There are people sleeping outside without tents. Without a place to stay in. There are sick children, adults, and injured people. There are many people with chronic diseases. No, it's not enough. The food we can get, not enough today to sustain a small child for a day. We have infants. Starving them to death, folks. War crimes, genocide, right in our face that we're paying for. Meanwhile, the IDF told an Israeli mother Hamas murdered her hostage son. But a CT scan found no gunshot, stab wounds, shrapnel fractures, external wounds, nor signs of strangulation. She says the IDF killed him with poison gas. IDF then took away his tombstone that criticized the government because fuck your free speech in this terrorist organization. Not allowed to speak out against it. Meanwhile, the Israeli army announced the seizure of 20 million shekels from the Gaza Strip since the outbreak of the aggression, and the transfer of this money to the treasuries of the Israeli states. Yep, self-defense when you steal money. That's what the Germans did. Killed Jews and went and took their shit, confiscated it, right? The new fucking Nazis. I guess you learned from the best, didn't you? Meanwhile, as they starve the children, as they bomb them, as they mass murder children, Israelis are blocking humanitarian aid from entering Gaza. Look at this shit. Look at this evil. Look at the new Nazis. The new Third Reich. Look at them smiling. Look how happy they are to starve children. People that had nothing to do with October 7th. Giddily, evil murderers that we are fully funding, standing by every step of the way. Meanwhile, over at Columbia University, one of the students there, who was an IDF soldier apparently, threw a chemical weapon, a skunk bomb, the same type of bombs they sometimes use against Palestinians, threw it at students protesting the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Threw it at them, folks. Skunk is liable to cause physical harm such as intense nausea, vomiting, and skin rashes, in addition to an injury resulting from the powerful force of the spray. Examinations by police and army medical teams in the past also indicate that the excessive coughing caused by exposure can result in suffocation. It's terrorism. It's chemical warfare or biological warfare. So, of course, pro-Israelis are out there trying to defend this kid by posting stuff like this. Huge scam underway now at Columbia as anti-Semitic students seek to expel a couple of students who sprayed them with something that didn't smell so good. That's right. If you use chemical warfare against peaceful protesters, you're a victim. If they try to hold you accountable for using chemical warfare against them in America, you're somehow anti-Semitic. This is the spin they're giving, folks. They shamefully are exploiting this minor incident to demand an end to Columbia Joint Degree Program with a Tel Aviv University. Absolutely, they should be expelled. If anybody did even remotely something similar to Jewish protesters who were protesting in favor of the Jewish genocide, you would want them imprisoned. You would want the principal of the school fired. You know you would. But the thought of holding them accountable, oh my God, They're anti-Semitic. But here's the tale that demonstrates how these dummies are full of BS. Their anti-Israel umbrella organization made the following complaint. We've been able to report our very serious experience of violence to the university because these reports automatically trigger NYPD involvement, which poses serious risk to many of our members. Yeah, they don't want the fucking cops there. But yes, it was not something that didn't smell so good, according to media reports. It was allegedly assault with chemical agents, a violation of criminal law and campus policy. They want to dick us in the fucking eye, folks. These evil fucking people. I'm not talking about Jews. I'm talking about these specific people. Meanwhile, I know you guys saw this one. One of the funniest things I've ever seen in my fucking life, but also terrible. They're so desperate. They're losing the propaganda war so handily, folks, that they're having to march children out to feign indignance, to pretend like they really care about these subject matters that they dare you call the Israeli conflict a Holocaust, even though we see with our own eyes it is, folks. So they got this little propaganda wannabe useful idiot out there using the children, because of course they are. And before she got up there, a couple of pro-Palestinian, they were Jewish. They got up and they spoke about their experiences and how their parents were killed in the Holocaust. So this girl go get up there and tell people whose parents were killed in the Holocaust, who are Jews themselves, that she dares they use the Holocaust to defend the Palestinian people. Only, oopsies, she accidentally fucked up and said the quiet part out loud and admitted, well, we all know, admitted that she knows that what is happening in Palestine is a genocide. And her reaction is fucking hilarious. Let's have a look if you hadn't seen it.
And I would like to use the right.
I'm going to back up and turn it up. Make sure you guys can hear it, because you guys got to hear this shit. And watch how bad of an actor she is. How she's obviously faking her indignance. How insulting this shit is.
And I would like to use the rest of my time to say how appalled I am that people are bringing up the Holocaust. Do not use other genocides to describe this one. I have been. I
actually said it. I actually showed you. They absolutely know, folks. They know it's a genocide. Man, that is one giant Freudian penis if I ever heard one. Slip! Freudian slip! But good God. And literally at the end, she's eating her words. Trying to eat her words. But they know. They are just gaslighting us. They know it's a genocide and they don't care. It's okay if Jewish people do it, folks. That's 100% their mentality. We were genocided, so we can genocide. What's fair is fair in their mind. Completely fucking sold herself out. Best clip of the week. Meanwhile, remember Elon Musk was telling us, hey, he now understands why Israel has to genocide all the Palestinian children, because in Palestine, they're teaching the Palestinian children to hate Jews. Not going to say anything about this. Of course, this is an older clip. I played this clip before. But there's lots of clips like this. These are how Jewish children treat not Palestinians. This is not a Palestinian they're treating like this. This is a Christian. A Christian they treat like this. So if they treat Christians like this, imagine how they treat Palestinians. Little shits. But they're taught from birth. They're God's chosen people. That the Goyim are beneath them. That all of us are beneath them. That they rule us. They are literally taught this, folks. That they have the right to abuse us and do whatever the fuck they want to. Where you at, Elon Musk? Where you at to show both sides of the story? But no. The most evil among us just try to justify this fucking genocide. Meanwhile, folks, you might know that South Africa went to the high courts to charge Israel with genocide, right? And today they had a ruling in a stunning blow to Israel and the United States, the International Court of Justice has acknowledged a plausible risk of genocide in Gaza by refusing to dismiss South Africa's case. The charge will now remain live for years. Initial analysis and more to come as they continue to push forward. It was a stunning rebuke of Israel, saying, yes, there's a plausible risk of genocide, and they immediately demanded they stop their genocidal activities. Nobody could take this who is serious, arguing in good faith, as a win for Israel, literally acknowledging that South Africa has a case that they are committing genocide. So, of course, on this trash planet we live in, folks, they immediately start gaslighting and claiming that this is a victory for Israel. Here's a smattering of a few of the more honest journalistic sources. The Hill, the UN court rejects Israel's request to throw out genocide case. South Africa has standing to submit genocide case against Israel. ICJ sides with South Africa, tells Israel to prevent genocide in Gaza. UN court rules Israel's war on Gaza could be a genocide. But of course, immediate gaslighting. They take to X Twitter. Breaking an important win for Israel and a devastating blows to those who accuse the Jewish state of genocide and The Hague. We won, folks. We won the case. Over and over again. Israel won in court today. Yay, we won. 35,000 likes, folks. Who are you going to believe, us or your own eyes? See? Now we can continue doing what we're doing. We can continue with the ethnic cleansing. Because the court proved that we weren't doing it, even though they proved the exact opposite. They will just fucking lie to our face because they know it doesn't matter. They know the White House also is going to back them up. Joe Biden is also going to lie to our faces, going to gaslight, insult us, and force us to continue paying for this genocide. That's what's happening, folks. Here's Joe Biden's State Department. News. State Department responds to the ICJ's ruling. It is consistent with our view that Israel has the right to take action to ensure the terrorist attack of October 7th cannot be repeated in accordance with international law. Yay! They actually won, folks. They proved they weren't genociding folks. Isn't that what happened? Joe Biden says it is. Got to be true, right? He's the good guy. We're Democrats, right? No, this is a Trumpian style of gaslighting from the Biden State Department. There's nothing consistent between the view of the ICJ that South Africa has a case and that the risk of genocide in Gaza is plausible, and the State Department's view of the South Africa case was meritless. Mehdi Hassan. They deleted that. Meanwhile, folks, getting bad. Oh, it's getting worse and worse. The genocide continues. The ethnic cleansing continues. It's getting worse and worse on our dime. Bison has updated, and it's just getting more depressing. Here's one of the few journalists who hasn't been murdered by the Israeli terrorist organization in Palestine. This might be our last call. We are dying. Gaza is completely collapsing. Everything is a collapse. There were dozens of raids, and 3 hospitals were besieged. People killed in the bombings were buried on the front of our eyes in the hospital yard due to tanks blockading the streets, and the wounded were on the ground without treatment, and there was not enough medical staff. Massacres are still being committed. On the 109th day of the war, the largest governorate in the Gaza Strip and the one that receives the most displaced people is under bombardment. We're facing hepatitis and intestinal diseases in the southern Gaza Strip. Yesterday, people in the northern Gaza Strip began grinding animal feed to get flour. Please help. Please help. They're begging. They're begging as the United States denies it, gaslights it, and continues to murder them on our dime. Meanwhile, one of the bravest journalists, risked his life every fucking day to bring us the truth, has decided to finally leave the Gaza Strip because he's afraid that the death threats he's getting, they've killed over 100 journalists already. They're about to murder him, and he doesn't want to die. He doesn't want to do that to his family. So he's decided to leave the Strip. So, of course, fucking cunt Deborah Messing, Democrat Deborah Messing, one of the liberal darlings, Deborah Messing, took to Twitter to make fun of this man. Hero. Trying to save lives, to make fun of him while she sits her cunt ass. Where is she? In New York? Hollywood? Where the fuck she is? Making fun of him. GQ Middle East Man of the Year, Gazarnis leaves for Qatar. Very interesting decision. She said, why would he leave? Why would he leave? She's making fun of him. This is why I'm not a Democrat anymore, folks. The child murdering Democrats. Fuck everything about them. And this is really how the rest of us feel. The rest of us
we are under attack
who can't be gaslit. The rest of us who are insulted by your lies, Joe Biden. The rest of us who don't believe Israel's lies. The rest of us who can't be backed down with threats that we're anti-Semitic for questioning what we see with our own eyes. This is how we feel about it.
We are under attack and the Palestinian people want us all dead. Oh my God, what? They attacked us on October 7th viciously and without remorse. Well, what the fuck? Why? Why? Why the hell would they do something like that? That's awful. Beats me. Honestly, they're just animals. That's fucking terrifying. I mean, Jesus Christ, if they can attack you without any type of motivation, they can do that to anyone. Yes, exactly. I know. Okay, no, I'm sorry. I need to do a deep dive on this because this is scary as shit. Wait, what? No, you don't have to.
5 minutes later.
Oh, come on. Seriously, you have to believe we're in danger. You're anti-Semitic if you don't.
Yep, that's what it boils down to. If you don't like us murdering children, you're anti-Semitic. Nope, that doesn't work anymore. Nope. Fuck you. You're doing such a disservice because there are a lot of real anti-Semitic people, and all you're doing is downplaying it. You're providing cover for them. You're actually helping anti-Semitism by doing that. I know you don't give a shit because you're child murderers, and why would you care about that? But it doesn't work anymore. We're not buying it. Your threats are worthless now. And what's really important, folks, though, and what I want to use my platform more for, is to humanize the Palestinian people. Because the more they can be shown as just normal people, just like you and me, just trying to live their lives, the harder it is to eradicate them and murder them and get away with it and dehumanize them, which is the whole goal of the propaganda put out by not just the Israeli government, but also the U.S. government in order to justify their slaughter. So here's a few videos to show you who the Palestinian people are.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Children just trying to live their lives, folks. Just, you know, it's Muslim country, but they're just people. They're just fucking people. They don't deserve to be forced to live in an open-air prison. They don't deserve to be slaughtered because of what a terrorist organization did. They don't deserve for us to pay for their murders. Nobody does.
This me and Al-Quds need you. Come in to support us.
To come to visit and to help only. This order was given to Jerusalem.
And there is a lot of beauty in the culture, too. Like, I don't like a lot of Islam, obviously. But there's a lot of fucking beauty in the culture, too. Here's some traditional Palestinian clothing, and they're asking each one of these beautiful women, these beautiful Palestinian women, where they're from, what area they're representing.
Aitum.
Yafa.
Aitum.
Yafa.
كمان.
بنتشر ويافا.
Aitum. نابلس جديد. Aitum.
دير السبع.
دير السبع. Aitum.
Gorgeous. All of it's so beautiful. All these women are so beautiful. The clothing is so lovely.
Aitum. Aitum. Ramallah.
They're just us. They're just us.
Aitum. Gaza. Aitum. Quds. Aitum.
جليل.
جليل.
يافا.
سألتك يا فرجانة.
So, hopefully, we can just start. I don't know. I just want to humanize them, folks. I don't know what else to fucking do. I feel so helpless. Meanwhile, Israel has some brilliant fucking people, some brilliant artists over there, and this is what they're spending their time on. This type of propaganda. Stand with us. Introducing a new Israeli superhero, Iron Dome, the protector, defender of Israel. We love it. Terrible. Giving off major Homelander vibes here, Israel. We'll kill every last Palestinian child we have to for peace. Look at this insane bull. It just looks evil. It literally looks evil. How do you lack this much self-awareness, Israel? You're not doing yourself any favors. You're losing this. You're killing a lot of people. You're going to steal a lot of land, but you're losing this, folks. And that's my Free Palestine segment. Read the room, please. They can't. They seem to be so out of it. I always thought the Israeli people were geniuses. They were masters of this type of stuff, but I'm starting to wonder if that's been exaggerated. Seems like they're fucking morons to me. That's as bad as Trump propaganda? Yes, it is. It's scary is what it is. Talking about trying to propagandize your children. He takes no hostages, I know, right? Doesn't let the other people take hostages either. Kills them. I'm talking about the hostages. The Hannibal doctrine. A lot of them are doing it, though. Imagine being an American taxpayer and trying to do it, though. The majority of Democrats are doing it, though. The majority of Democrats are standing behind Biden for this. People like me, I'm a rarity. All these Democratic accounts I follow, people I once respected, they are sucking Joe Biden's dick harder than they've ever done. They're turning a blind eye so fucking hard. They are as much murderer as fucking anybody, folks. This is why I'm not a Democrat anymore. This is why I've renounced my Democratic party affiliation. And all right, folks, move right along. One more section, and then we're going to get out of here. I promised you a 3-hour show. I'm going to come close. We're going to come close, so reward me if you want to. But last chance, we got a Heroes coming up and one palate cleanser to finish this off with. So get your super chats in. But for now, it's time for We Could Be Heroes Just for One Day. Hey, yeah, starting us off on tonight's Heroes list, I'd love to see this. Positive male role models. I didn't have like one of these growing up. I never was taught how to handle a car. I could have definitely used a man like this in my life. And you can tell he's a good man who's got the respect of these young men watching him and looking for him for guidance and leadership. And this is how you do it, folks.
When you look inside a vehicle, you're going to take the oil cap. You're going to look at the oil cap. I'm pulling it off for you so that you don't have to move. You see this oil cap right here? Yes, it's going to tell you what kind of oil your vehicle uses. You understand? Yes, sir. You see right here, it says 5W20. Got it? Yes, sir. I have yet to see a car that doesn't tell you. So every car on the lid is going to tell you what type of oil the freaking car uses. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. You're going to go to the parts store. You're going to say, I need some 5W20 motor oil. Got it?
Yes, sir.
That's going to go in this particular vehicle. Now, I like to get the best oil to use so you can go longer without getting the oil change. This motor oil. Got it?
Yes, sir.
This is a freaking oil filter pliers. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Say oil filter pliers.
Oil filter pliers.
Drain pan.
Drain pan.
Drain pan.
Drain pan.
Say oil filter.
Oil filter.
Oil filter.
Oil filter.
Why do we need a jack stand?
Because
For extra support. Say extra support.
Extra support.
Extra support.
Extra support.
Basically, you don't want to die, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Drain plug, right?
Yes, sir.
It's a screw, but it's a drain plug, you understand?
Yes, sir.
So now that we got the drain plug right here, we're going to freaking find the socket that fits it, and we're going to unscrew it so all the old oil come out, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Oil. See that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, now we're gonna wait for all the old oil to drip out. You understand?
Yes, sir. Sir.
All right, now I'm gonna put the freaking drain plug back. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Here we go.
Boom, that's how it's done, folks. More of that in the world, please. Want to talk about some positive masculinity? Men, you want to be men? You want to show that you're a man, you're masculine? This is how you do it. You don't hold up a big fucking gun and pretend and be fake and shit. You don't threaten violence. You go out there and you teach these young men who need positive male role models. That's how you fucking do it. And more heroes like this, Democratic Party, your pain's just fucking getting started. You should be in shell shock. Nancy Pelosi gets interrupted by Palestinian activists at a DNC fundraiser in Seattle, Washington.
Nancy Pelosi, you are complicit in the Israeli crime of genocide. I'm an Iraqi refugee, and I watched your government you represent kill 1 million of my people. You killed 70,000 Afghans, and now over 30,000 Palestinians have died due to your complicity. We demand an end to the Zionist occupation of Palestine. We demand an end to the 17-year-long brutal siege of Gaza to be lifted. We demand an end. End the occupation now. End the occupation now. End the occupation
Hero.
now. End the occupation
Look at them. They try to drown him out. The evil Democrats. The evil fucking Democrats. Every one of these a Democrat. You need to step away from the Democratic Party. Even though, yes, Democrats are almost always better than Republicans. I'm not saying you shouldn't vote for Democrats, but don't associate with this party anymore. The party is fucking evil. Associating with evil makes you part of the fucking evil. We need to crawl up in their asses regardless of where they fucking go and let them know we goddamn been there. Nancy Pelosi for fucking jail. All these people, burn it to the ground. And then, one of the biggest heroes I've seen on the show in a fucking long ass time. This is some super mecha hero shit right here. This is how you do it, folks. This is how you give a TV interview. This is how you actually stand up for the poor, the disenfranchised, the murdered children. This is how you take no prisoners. This is how you own shit right here.
Dr. Francois, I mean, there are many who are saying that, frankly, the Biden administration should have acted sooner and faster, that hundreds of billions of dollars has been put at risk because the Houthis have held this area in the Red Sea at ransom.
Sorry, so just let me get this straight, Yalda. So we are bombing the poorest, one of the poorest countries in the world that has been under a humanitarian blockade. There has been famine. These people have been decimated, and we are bombing them because a couple of guys in dinghies in support for the Palestinians who are having a genocide committed against them. They're objecting to that, and we're bombing them. Come on now. I mean, this is just an insane world for us to even think. I'm so sorry your Amazon packages are delayed. I really am. Like, I wish mine came on time. But, you know, genocide, guys, genocide. There are 2 mothers a day dying in Gaza right now. It's 109 days into a conflict in which a humanitarian crisis has been declared to the world day in, day out.
By the way, Dr. Francois, there are many who are Yemen watchers who monitor and follow the Houthis who say this is doing wonders for their branding, actually, that it isn't just the Palestinian cause that they're focused on.
So call a ceasefire now and end the positive branding. If you want to stop the Houthis doing what they're doing, then call a ceasefire right now.
Do you genuinely believe that the Houthis would stop doing what they're doing?
They have literally said that that's why they're doing what they're doing. They have not previously blocked those routes for any other reason except this one. So yes, I do. And I also think the West needs to start to understand that you cannot just go around playing cowboys in the world. There are consequences to your actions. You cannot just go around bombing people's countries, ignoring international law and expect no repercussions. For every cause, there is a consequence. And just because you don't like a couple of guys trying to resist,
I mean, these
the fact
are
that this is
now prescribed terrorists.
Sure,
Houthis.
according to Western governments,
Well,
they are
also
terrorist
according to the
governments,
Yemeni people.
Yeah,
they've
which is a
obviously
Saudi-backed government,
Yeah.
which is essentially our...
But the Yemenis who live, under Houthi rule talk about the fact that this group continues to terrorize them as well.
Yeah, I'm no fan of the Houthis, apart from when they're blockading in favour of a ceasefire, which should have been called a long time ago.
Bill Browder, I'm just going to bring you into the conversation.
We started the whole conversation an hour ago about how you can't afford housing and your generation and so on and so forth. These people are creating a total trade blockade, which is causing inflation, which is causing all sorts of problems to everybody.
25,000 people are dead in Gaza right now. There are over 60,000 people injured with no access to food, water, aid. How dare we have a conversation about trade when there are children right now being treated without anaesthetic?
Well,
there are things that require us to make some sacrifices, and this would be one of them.
They do have the global economy, global markets hostage.
Good for them.
Yep, good for them. But think of the economy. Who cares about all the murdered children? Think about your Amazon packages. Fuck your Amazon packages. Fuck the economy. Grind it to a fucking halt till they stop murdering these children. Where are your priorities? Where's your backbone? Do you stand for nothing? Of course not. We're Americans. We don't give a fuck. But thank you for saying what I feel in my goddamn heart. I don't care if any of you agree with it or not. And that's my heroes list. Fuck yes. And one more, folks. We're going to do one palate cleanser. Get out of here. I'm going to be just shy. I'm going to do a kiddie party, so we might hit 3 hours. Maybe I won't lie. Finish us off with this one. Another feel-good video, folks. Exactly what we need in the world. More positive masculinity. Not these fake motherfuckers with guns threatening violence. But people showing that they're men by the way they treat their families. By the love in his daughter's eyes. You can see what a real man he is. So this is a video where he hands her the camera and she thinks that she's filming him, but it's actually filming her watching her dad. And you can just see in her eyes how much she loves her dad. In my head, I don't know what to think. And I'm going to turn the music down, but it don't matter. But it's actually filming her, and look at her, just look at her daddy. Daddy's being silly. And that's her hero, right? Yep. And that's the way you do it, folks. If you're worried about not being a man, if you're worried that other people are going to think you're not a man, this is how you prove them wrong, folks. This is the right way to do it. And all right, folks, that's my show. Hell yeah, I'm going to read the super chats and do a kiddie party, and then we're going to do some after party. So if you're not already a member of my Patreon, correct yourself. Bridge, Free Palestine. Hell yeah, thank you, Bridge. Dave, for every innocent child. I had so many, many more growing up physically and mentally scarred. Yeah, I know, right? Ripples. Thank you, Dave. My nephew needs hair. Rego the recipe, please. All right, it's finasteride, which is the same thing as Propecia. It's finasteride is generic Propecia. You can get it off certain websites. I use MX or something like that. I get 5 milligram tablets, but you only need 1 milligram a day, so you just nibble off a tablet like a little rat. And it lasts a long time. And then get minoxidil, which is a topical liquid. Get that from Amazon. It's over the counter. And you use it on your hair. It's like eye drops, and you put the liquid in your hair twice a day. And those two in combination work really well. That's the only thing that really works right now, other than hair reconstruction surgery. That is my recommendation. Water polo was the ACAB for sure. Good to see the British guy standing his ground. Here are some down under dollar dues for the fur babies. $10 Australian from Water Polo Wizard. Good to see you tonight, Water. Jason, what up, Jason? Love me some Jason. Going to the airport to pick up a friend and smoke a fat J. Hold down the fort. Dust buddies. Jenny keeping it rude. Loves. Hell yeah. Shout out to all our awesome mods, and thank you, Jason. Lizzie Benefit on us getting kicked out of a Trump rally, even though he was a sycophant MAGA. Another ex of lepers eating people's faces. Surprise. Yep. but good. Eat that shit. You earned it. This tip is not old. Steak up $50. Very generous. Woo! I'm going to take your shit so serious. Steak 'em. I want to eat me some steak 'em all night long. I'm going to put on my headphones and have a wet dream about steak 'em later. Wishing CC a quick report. Thank you, Blazing Chronic. Blaze it. She's doing a lot better, and I appreciate all you guys helping me support the builds for her. Hey, Dusty, I'll pay for your great content for no ads. I always like. Hell yeah, appreciate you. Tim Apple. I don't let ads run my show, folks. If I can help it, they try to put them on here, and I always try to have them removed. So if you like my business model, please reward it. I just make content. I'm 100% user supported. So please support the show if you enjoy it so I can keep doing this. And all right, I guess that's it, folks. Anything pop up? Nope. Hell yeah. All right, folks. All you cool motherfuckers. I get the weekend off. Hell yeah. I'm going to find something fun to do. Probably sleep a lot now that I have my new earbuds that give me wet dreams. So fucking awesome. So expect to see me back here on Monday on the world's greatest show. Tell your friends, set your calendars, because we're going to do it again. Exactly like we always do. But for now, it's time for a kitty party. Hell yeah, you guys ready? We got a little bit of BBC treats left. Let's see what kitties show up for the kitty party. All right, guys. I know, right? You guys ready for this? Wow, I know. Here we go. Kitty party. Let me play a little music first. All right, let me get the river going. An original tune by Dusty Smith. All right, hang on. Let me get the song playing. Here we go. Turn it down a little bit. All right, here we go. Kitty party time. Kitty party. Kitty party. Kitty party. Who wants some? Come and get it. Come and get it. All right, tonight's kitty party. We got Piper, Pretty Boy, Mr. Pistachio, Katana, Misty, and Violet. I see Yoda's over there. Yoda's so lazy. She's like, fuck that. I'm already so spoiled. I don't need no kitty party treats. Fine, you do you, baby Yoda. And, all right, cool, folks. I'll be back Monday. You guys have a good weekend out there. Do something fun to think of me. That is a demandment. I love the shit out of you guys. I appreciate you. Join my Patreon. Hit the like button. Do all the things. And as always, till next time, Logic, fuck yes. Mwah. Good night, y'all. It was fun. Switch over now.